This is episode 3 of Shopkeepers Quest.
We did it.
My name is Steven, I'm the DM. Seating to my right is Bobby, playing Burb, the Bird Bard, and Josiah, playing Kiwi, the Warlock. To my left we have Paul, he's playing Zahn, the Human Warrior, and then also we have Mr. Justin, he is playing a Paladin by the name of Finn.
You're still a warrior, by the way.
Yes.
One day he'll be a fighter.
One day.
For now, he's just a warrior.
Dang! I think I've got... No, I think I'm 1 for 3 on getting Paul's class wrong, so...
Yeah, you're 1 for 3 on episode 3.
Without further ado, let's get started on Shopkeepers Quest.
Okay, I don't have a body.
Oh, where's Finn?
Where's Big Shrek?
Big Shrek, get on the
Is
board.
this Big Shrek? Nope, that's not Big Shrek.
It's Little Shrek.
This is Big
Little
Shrek.
That's Big Shrek.
Hey!
All right.
All right.
We're
So
here.
when we last left our heroes, they had just survived the night in the town of Greenest, which was under raid from a dragon, a bunch of kobolds, some mercenaries. Some crazy stuff was happening all around. They rescued some folks from a church, found some magical items that are slightly powerful.
I'm level 2.
Everybody's level 2 now. Woo! So it's good stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and say you guys want to take a long rest, right?
Yes.
So we'll fast forward through. You're in town. It's safe. You take your long rest. In the morning, you are approached by Governor Nighthill.
Oh, not this guy again.
Yeah, this guy again, right? You know, he's
Like
looking,
he lives here.
It's like he lives here. Yeah, he's looking a little bit better. He's finally taken time to get himself healed up from the night's raid. He approaches you guys and says, I wanted to thank you all again for what you did last night. The town has agreed to put our remaining resources together and hire you, if you're willing, to gather some more information about why we were attacked last night. And he kind of just sits there and nervously kind of counts some things on his fingers and says, we'd be willing to offer you 250 gold apiece if you'd be willing to go and do this for us.
Burb's down.
What is the length of this venture you wish to seek us out?
Approximately 4 episodes.
So he says the raiders can't have gone far. When we interrogated that man that you brought back from the raid, he said that they had a camp not too far from here, and we'd like you to go there and find out 4 things, which are mainly what is it? How many raiders there are? One thing.
6.
Who has been leading this raid?
That weird lizard guy.
Yeah. What motivated the attack?
Money.
And where are they striking next?
Here.
Mad Lib.
Again.
Mad Libs.
Ooh.
So as he kind of like lists the things off and you like interrupt, he just kind of like looks at you and then kind of still looking at you and saying, payment will be given upon completion.
Burb really wants to say, done, paid in full, give him my money.
He also mentions, he says, you know, a lot of our stuff, you know, goods and valuables were stolen from the town. If you can bring any of those back, great. But the main thing is, you know, what's going on here. We want to know.
Casual slide in.
I had a really tough time in school.
Yeah.
You can get any of my stuff back. That'd be nice.
Yeah. None of the town stuff. He's concerned about the town stuff.
Okay. Well, would you be willing to supply us with a caravan to wheel these things back in if we do reclaim such things?
So he kind of nods and then motions to Escobar.
Do that.
Escobar the Red walks up to you and says, Governor Nighthill told me to go about fetching you guys supplies for your journey. I brought a few things that you might need, but if there's anything else that we can provide and it's within our power, we'll see about getting it to you. And Governor Nighthill says, you know, all of our carts have been shattered and burned. We don't really, like I said, we're not too concerned about getting the valuables back. If you want to bring some back, that's up to you. But really what we want to know is where these guys are striking next, who their leaders are, so that we can inform the surrounding towns and better prepare our defenses.
Okay.
Escobar gives you guys, as a party, and you can divide this up amongst yourselves as you choose, thieves' tools, crowbar, 50 feet of rope, 5 days rations for all of you, and 2 healing potions.
Ooh, healing potion.
So that's probably the main thing to know. But
That's some good soup.
he does make it kind of clear to you guys, if you want anything else that's kind of like a generic supply or whatever, then he will go and fetch it for you before you guys leave and get it to you.
Torches?
You want torches?
I want
Alright.
torches.
He's gonna go and get you some torches. You guys want anything else?
Rope covered.
We got more.
So like basically Governor Nighthill is just super thankful that you guys, because you guys did a ton of stuff for them, so he's, you know, whatever's left in the town he's willing to
Can
give
we
to you.
get some better swords?
It's almost like Christmas.
Can we get some better weapons?
Better weapons?
Yeah,
What do
well-
you want?
Well, I got this like short bow,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm kind of little. I just want a stronger short bow.
That doesn't happen until much later.
Yeah.
He's got short bows.
Well, give me 2 short bows and I'll dual wield them.
You do that with hand crossbows,
Hand
can't you?
crossbows.
Yeah, hand crossbows,
They're all like
I got little weird bird feet. I can dual wield crossbows. I'll just sit down.
Cool. Well, we'll discuss that later.
That was a no for everyone out there in the internet. That was a no.
That was
was
a
a
hard
no.
no.
That was a mother's no.
Yeah, that was mobs. We'll discuss
We'll
this
discuss
later.
We'll
talk about that later.
I'll pull this game over.
Oh man. Oh man.
All right.
So, you guys want anything else from Escobar? Supplies of any kind?
Is there any local delicacy that they think we should try?
I think their
He's
local
always
delicacy
looking
right
for-
now is like dragon shark.
Other dead
Yeah,
townsfolk.
other dead townspeople.
He's always looking for
Some
new
shit.
spices for the bag.
Yeah, like fried kobold, possibly.
I was gonna say, do they have any specialty arrows, like whistling ones or exploding ones,
They have-
poison ones?
They have arrows.
They have arrows.
Yeah.
I'll take a supply of arrows.
Can I get some facts
gives
to
you some-
throw in front of them in disrespect?
He gives
That
you
I
some
just
arrows.
don't care about their
You want
booming
some thatch?
industry.
We got some. Well, we got that special fireproof stash. We could use that.
Yeah.
True.
Actually, if you go ahead and roll a perception check.
3.
You've seen hide nor tail of Hans and Franz since you've entered. Green.
Uh-oh.
What did you just call me? I've seen a what?
You haven't seen Hans and Franz.
Yeah, I never trust them from the get-go. Just like
Me either.
if they're doing sketchy shit at the end of this, I called it. Never
Trust
trust them
everybody.
in.
They're
Never
they're
trust them
but
in.
simple thatchers, I assure you, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't believe you.
Hashtag.
Simple thatchers.
Simple thatchers.
So,
I can honestly say that might, of all the combinations, I don't think simple Thatchers has probably ever been said.
Well,
So I'm proud of you. Good job.
thanks, proud of you.
I'm trying to do something important with my phone. Don't think that I'm just like.
I think we're all a little bit on our phones, but
I'm not trying to be crappy. I'm trying to help out some people here.
Finn,
No one cares.
Finn is ready.
Finn,
Really wanna
that
shoot
monk
this
that
guy.
was
Leo,
touching you-
where's my buddy?
So this is Nessim Waldron, as he introduces himself as Nessim.
Okay.
Remember?
What's up,
and-
Nessie?
Huh?
All right,
You
Nessie.
can call him Nessie,
Got it.
absolutely.
Nessie.
They're pretty laid back folks. So he reminds you that Leos and Erlthamar may be in the camp.
Okay. Right.
So he explains, Leosin had been investigating these raiders for months. I hear that he might have tried to infiltrate the group when they retreated, but I fear that he was captured or maybe carried away as a prisoner. So
Right.
he also says nobody understands the bandits better than Leosin. He's been studying them for a long time and tracking their movements. So if you find that raiders camp, please look for him. We sent back word to the monastery for help, but I fear they may arrive too late. So anything you can do before then would be a guts.
The church dropping the ball.
Godsend. My
God
literal mission.
Send.
I am the godsend.
Alright, so you guys, if you guys are all geared up and ready to go, it is a new day. Your spells have refreshed.
I want to buy a gun.
There are none of those in there. But if you want to move towards the exit of the town, you can.
Just what a crazy morning thought. Just like, you know what? I want to buy a gun. All right. How about you get some oatmeal in you? Let's like jog a little bit. Like let's save gun for after
Morning
lunch.
calisthenics.
Yeah.
Then
gun
then
later.
gun purchases.
That's crazy.
So,
Alright.
actually, you bring up a
we-
good thing,
Oh, yeah, go
there,
ahead.
Kiwi. I want you to describe your morning routine for me. So you've just like had a hard night. You're waking up. You know the town is kind of at your disposal here, Lizard Man.
What does a lizard man
What
do?
does Kiwi? What does Kiwi do when he wakes up?
I'd like to think he probably finds some dirt,
Okay.
maybe smears it on his face,
Nice.
just because he misses home. Growing up in a swamp, you just need a little bit of dirt, which is much like my actual morning routine. I prefer to be dirty, so I assume he wipes some dirt on himself, heavy clay if he can find it. Probably eats a very flavorful dish, something he's prepared himself. I don't know, what's other
Does he
stuff?
make anything for Burb?
Probably.
What's it, Burb?
What's he gonna make for
Worms.
Burb?
Worms.
Worms? Yeah. Burb's
Well, like
down.
any worms that slither onto my face from the mud, I then pick out and put in a little bowl.
Nice.
What do people do in the morning? I normally don't wake up very early.
Burb's at the town center fountain,
Coffee.
splashing around in it, taking a bird bath.
Are you being adorable? I don't know. What do people? I ate and I covered myself in dirt. That's it, actually.
You just covered yourself in some dirt. You made yourself a nice dish. Maybe you got some worms for Burb. All right. What about you guys? Finn, we'll start with you. What are you doing this morning to get ready?
Finn wakes up before the sun rises.
Praise, I am certain.
Steadfast prayer until like the sun is well above the horizon.
Nice.
Some brisk calisthenics. Do some hammer lifts.
Some hair left.
Don his armor, which takes a long time because it's heavy armor.
Absolutely.
And then probably like finds whatever local watering hole and just like has like the freshest like
He likes some good
drink
water.
of water and just like yeah, and that's it. Like,
He's
like
an
that's his coffee. Is like he has that like really ice cold like
Just some
first
water.
first cup of water in the morning and he's just like let's go.
That gets him going.
Fiji
I like
man.
it.
He's a Fiji man.
Zon?
What I do when I get up in the morning, I get myself some breakfast.
Okay.
You gotta start from the first meal of the day.
Right.
Then talk to my little familiar, Laura.
Right.
Pet her a little bit. Make sure she's doing well.
A little bonding with the familiar
Bond,
there.
yeah.
Okay. Nice.
I do some card tricks. Practice, keep my fingers dexterous.
A little bit of prestidigitation. Do you know that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And
I don't know how to say
Prestidigitation.
that word. Prestidigitation. For those watching at home, if you have the Dungeons and Dragons Player's Manual, it may seem that the word is prestidigination, but it's actually Preston-digination.
Well, it's neither of those.
It's
And don't you want to know what I do in the morning?
I'm about to ask you, Bobby.
Good.
Let's let Paul finish.
I can't. I had a hard time at school.
He prestidigitates.
So you do a little bit of magic practice from your get back to connect with your roots.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. And then actually I just sleight of hand. Actually, not even actual magic. I just
Really, just sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Fake
Interesting.
magic.
Okay.
Illusions, you might say.
Because I'm an archer. I gotta keep my fingers.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I gotcha. I thought you were about to try to lift something.
Just his feelings.
Just
Just his feelings, bro.
good. And you
And,
put on those magic boots.
I've donned those boots,
Excellent.
and I am ready for the day.
Nice. How about you, Burby? How do you get ready?
Well, Burb wakes up very early in the morning before the sun comes up and wanders around town looking for trouble to get into.
Like with soft trouble, not hard trouble.
No, just off trouble.
Like fart noises and stuff. While
Yeah.
people are like. doing
Yeah.
some-
Then he goes and finds Kiwi when he wakes up and gets those sweet worms. And
Nice.
Gets his little bowl of worms and eats them. And like he'll go to the local town center where they sell like breakfast foods and stuff and like trick people out of their breakfast with noises. He makes
Ooh, nice. So a little bit of like street performance, right? To get some food.
No.
Kind of like those little French fry birds that
he
hang
just
outside
waits until an old
McDonald's.
lady takes
He's like
her
an
out
organ grinder monkey.
and-
Like
no.
he just causing trouble.
No, he's a little jerk. He like makes noises like he knows everyone. So it's like there's like kids that got their breakfast and he like makes the sound of their mother hollering for them, and when they run off, he eats their food.
Oh, nice.
I mean, have you ever
nice.
seen an organ grinder?
Exactly like
it's
the
like a
French
Middle
fry
Eastern
birds
man
hanging
like
out outside.
gets
Yeah.
a monkey to like steal people's hat and stuff, and he
Yeah.
runs away. And it's like
Yeah,
what
but he doesn't
happens
steal
when-
people's hats. He just steals their food. And like
So when you go out to do that today, everybody's just really happy to see you because they've heard about what you've done.
happiness.
and
so
he
they
doesn't-
just-
he doesn't care.
Oh, I know he doesn't care, but like everybody just wants to give you stuff.
Oh, excellent. Even better.
So they're like laying you down the food,
yeah.
they're
and
like-
then so he also
trying to shack you up.
he's just always on the lookout for the next sweet opportunity, and like eating the worms, eating the breakfast, checks his arrows, checks his dagger,
Does it once over his gear.
tunes his instruments.
Nice, nice, okay.
Waits on everyone else to hurry up because they're slow and praying and cooking and
Hanging
whatever
out
it
with
was
their
Paul
bird.
said I couldn't wait through.
Zon was communing with his familiar, and then he had a hearty breakfast.
Yeah, Burb's like getting really anxious and tired of waiting on everyone.
All right,
That's his
so
morning.
you
Tired
guys,
of waiting.
you guys are prepped. You guys are well fed. And as you exit the
Lost
town,
dice.
you all feel rather inspired.
Ooh.
Hey.
Um,
I know what that
I'm
means.
assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
You all feel rather inspired. So, Bobby and Josiah don't know what that means, but that means that you gain an inspiration charge, which gives you advantage on any check the next time you want to use it. It's a one-time use. So you feel inspired as you're kind of exiting this town. People are shouting like, "Hail the champions of greatest!" They're like, "Look, there goes Zon, persuader of dragons!" Cry out. That you hear that several times. And then a few of the little kids, you notice Robbie in the crowd goes, "Go get him, Burb! Yeah!"
Burp straps.
And then you hear a butcher kind of off in the distance. "That bird owes me money."
Burp had in the baby of Bjorn. Burp sits in the baby of Bjorn on the back of the
3 cheers for the paladin who rescued us from the raiders. And then you hear old lady's Kiwi that goes, "What a handsome lizard. Brave too."
This town is freaks. They are freaks. It's the only. How did they ever populate this town? One has no idea.
Never can tell. So you guys are all inspired, and you are now out of the town. As you leave the town, of course, the mission that you were sent on was to track down these raiders. Go ahead and everybody roll a let's say a perception or a nature check. Your choice.
It's a perception check.
Perception or nature, if you prefer.
So what's the inspiration?
Inspiration means and you can do this on a check to hit. You can do this on a check like this one. On any check, one-time use, you get advantage. You get to roll twice.
I need a D20.
What do we get?
19.
19 day.
16.
16?
I didn't see shit. I got an 8.
5 and an 8. All right. So Zon and Finn, you guys see very clearly there is a whole bunch of just trampled grass and very heavy-looking footprints.
Is that? Is that what that is?
That's a boulder.
Okay, see, I said it was a rock,
I
but
said it was top-down broccoli.
Top down
And that's
broccoli.
fallen over broccoli.
Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, for the bad map this week.
no,
didn't
dude,
have time
that was
to
about to
cover
be.
it.
I was about to be like, oh, footsteps, like dragon footsteps, but it's just rocks. So
No dragon footsteps, sorry.
I like your immersion though.
yeah, I was like, okay, I get it.
This
Yeah.
dragon's got a club foot, though.
Yeah.
That was
So-
where his tail just hit.
Oh.
The path that you guys are on is actually one and the same, that trampled path.
That path. Oh, this is the trampled grass.
Yeah, that's the trampled grass.
Wow. Okay, so it's quite
It's the path less traveled.
broad. It seems
Yeah.
recently traveled.
It's recently traveled.
By something big enough to trample like.
If you guys want to
A good
investigate
30
the
feet
footprints
worth of
further,
grass.
you may.
I will. 16 plus
16.
investigation. It's a 16.
16. Zon, you can tell that this was the way the majority of the forces went. You can also see kind of that the footprints leading into the town from the raid are lighter, and the footprints going out are heavier.
Huh.
That's because they was loaded down with goodies.
Looting
Maybe.
is unlawful.
They had big meals.
Maybe they just ate a lot.
Right. Yeah.
They ate the townspeople.
Jeez, guys, morbid. So that is the path that you guys can follow if you'd like, or you can go wherever you want. It's D&D. You can do what you
Well,
want.
I think we'll go the way that makes sense.
The big glaring thumb.
We
I
have
think we'll
found
go that
evidence of
way.
our quarry. Let us give pursuit.
It's called being on the nose.
Yeah.
You got a
All right.
lizard man nose.
Yeah. Herder this way.
I got a bird beak. I ain't
So
got
what's
no
the
nose.
order you'd like to travel in?
Always, dude. Old faithful.
Who's next? All right.
Cool.
We're just
Here we go.
following Big Shrek.
With all of
Oh,
his
big
his
shot.
fighting
Is there a
prowess.
paper clip on Kiwi?
The god is green and big. Big.
Oh, yes, there is.
Leave him alone. He's rich.
All right, cool. So you guys are traveling down this
Not a
path.
normal part of the installation.
That is just a paper clip on Kiwi.
They didn't notice before I put it down, so it sticks.
It's, that's the rule. He put his fingers and took them off of the piece, and
It's
it's
like
on
that.
there.
It's like
a
armchair.
cheaty face.
Yeah, cheaty face.
Yeah.
Or chest.
There you go.
So as you guys are traveling down this road, are you guys wanting to look out for anything? Are you looking for more tracks?
Money.
I'm pretty much looking for more tracks or
anything but out of the ordinary.
Okay. All right.
or looters.
Just regular like
Anyone who
crime.
seems to be like laden down with things that aren't
Mercenaries.
theirs.
Just looters. Cool.
Oh my God.
Josiah, go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
I just want to say, if we see anybody with like a pocket watch, can you like
Just lift that.
Where did that come
does
from?
this happen to be your dead grandfather's pocket watch?
Furnish
Yes.
documentation.
They're not going to
Where
let
and
that
when
one
you
go on me,
received-
I'm afraid.
Yo, if I roll 3 one more time, I'm actually leaving.
You rolled a 3?
3 plus a what was the check?
Perception.
4. My
So
God.
7.
No.
4 total.
Oh, 4 total.
Do I get to perceive as well, or
Yeah, go for it.
okay? Because I'm in front. I
Yeah,
know
you're
he's
in
looking
front.
over my head. Thinking,
I'm a giant.
I got a 7.
You got a 7.
Can Herb look too?
Sure.
You're facing the wrong direction.
Burb is, you are facing the wrong direction, so I'll say with disadvantage.
No, Burb's gonna pop up and look around.
Sure.
No disadvantages. He's not disabled.
Go ahead.
That's a 18.
18.
Right? Investigation.
Yeah.
18.
Perception.
Perception.
Didn't know how loud
20.
It was
20? Alright, cool. So Burb, well, we'll start with Finn and Kiwi. You kind of, like, you guys hear some kind of distant mumbling, but Burb, you can very clearly hear an argument going on.
And Burb points in the direction of the argument and goes,
Do they sound like people that would steal stuff from other people?
Burb doesn't care. He hears an argument and he wants to go kill him.
Fair enough.
Alright, the
I
direction...
don't think that's what we're doing.
He
The
doesn't know how to
direction of
kill
the
you,
argument is just a little bit off the trail over a hill. Is
Okay.
where Burb
Which
is
one?
going.
We're going double boulder or one boulder tree way?
You guys choose. Well, the map is just kind of like as a reference.
I have a prediction, which I will write on this sheet now.
We're still on the rails right now, guys.
Wait, we can do this? He can predict things, or is this just
he's
for
just-
us?
he's writing
This is
a
really
prediction.
this is a sub game.
So you guys hear an argument.
I hear an argument. I have a prediction, which
I have
will
a
write on this
prediction
sheet.
too, and I bet it's the same
I
as
I
yours.
bet, yeah.
You all have predictions? Where have I been? Was I
Are
here
we
last
are we sneaking up the hill or are we just marching up the
Can,
hill?
can I actually?
Hans and Franz!
Yeah!
Yo!
I knew it!
Are we gonna stump? Can we sneak up to stumble into their evil
Hang on.
plot?
Wait a second. If you all want, I can send my owl over there and through its ears and eyes see what's going on.
You know what?
eavesdrop?
I don't
Yeah.
think that owl does enough. So yes, send
Yeah,
the owl
go for
over.
it, sure.
Okay.
Go
I'll
ahead and
send the
roll
owl.
a stealth check for your owl.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun,
Send Europa over there.
17 plus.
And I'll say with advantage.
That's your name, right? Europa?
Allura.
Allura.
Europa.
Allura, like in Voltron.
So that's 17
Europa.
plus.
Like the moon.
We'll say
Europa.
17 because I know
17.
the actual modifier would be.
So Allura
Was that it?
goes, no, we're about to find out, goes over the hill,
Mine was
and
Hans
she
and
spies
Franz.
a group of 8 kobolds and 4 cultists.
Oh.
Ah, that was a Hans and Franz. Hey, I'm changing the manual.
And they're
what was
arguing
yours?
about how to properly cook some prairie hens.
He won't
So-
tell us.
Oh no.
Hold on, let me pull
one
up
of
the
the
Twitch
cold-
stream
one of
and
the,
I'll find out.
One of the cultists says, if you cook it too much, you'll burn it. And the little kobold says, yes, burn, very crispy, dumb, stupid man. The cultist says, your culinary skills are almost as bad as your use of common language. And the kobold goes, dumb humans know how to eat food. Kobolds know everything. Cultist says, what I want to know is whether or not you're going to return that little trinket you found to the treasure pile once we get back to camp. Finders keepers, me like stringy thingy. Besides, found in cage, not in town, not against the rules. The kobold pulls out a black ukulele and plays it poorly for a moment before retreating with the rest of the kobolds to burn their meal.
Yo, I was about to say we stumbled into Gollum, like we crossed.
No, I know.
borders.
You guys have stumbled into Gollum. Burb's gonna stomp Gollum.
Now remember, Zahn is relaying this to you through
Yeah.
the eyes and ears.
So wait, is on like is he in
He
some
did
weird
it
like
those
dress
voices,
just
too.
doing it?
Yeah. So like he's doing the voices too, like as best he can.
I'd like to attack Zahn.
Please don't.
Please don't.
I'm your friend.
Wait. Can I tell you a quick story real quick?
Sure,
This
sure.
is super fast.
Story
So-
time.
So like
Now it's story
when
time.
I was like 22, I'm finishing college like during the summer, like Spanish at Pelicipi, which is just this local community college. And
Absolutely.
so I moved back home with my father because he lived like super close. So in the summer, I'm like staying at his house. I have a little brother who's like maybe 8 at this time. And I move in and I'm like been there for a couple nights and my dad was just like, "How's your stay been? It's been really good." He's just like, "Have you stumbled into your little brother's night terrors?" And I was like, "No." And he told me that my brother had developed these terrible night terrors. And I was like, "No, but like I guess thanks for letting me know, right?"
Sure.
Literally, like 2 nights later, I'm sleeping in my room and I always kept the door open and like the hallway light was on for him and I just see this shadow. Like I just wake up and I see this like shadow of what is my little brother like walking towards my room. It's just getting like bigger and bigger. And I like into my head I was just like, if this motherfucker, if he comes into my doorway and says anything like in his sleep, I'm gonna like kill my little brother. Like it's just that type of stuff after midnight you like don't want to handle and deal with. And so like that's when you said like just imagine you just being like it just like brings me to this dark place where like paranormal shit isn't cool. Paranormal stuff like isn't cool.
Oh man.
It's too real.
Yeah.
It's
So
too
Zon's
real for Josiah.
relaying-
I'm picturing this, and I'm just like not okay with it, but I'm just like, yeah, kobolds, this is cool. I'm not weird.
Well, once again, I love your immersion.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a perception check for Allura.
Alright. It's story time.
That was at least like on point. I feel like
That was on
No,
Plus,
I
whatever owl perception is, so say 8.
So you can tell that the kobolds
Oh,
are
they're supposed to be good at
a
seeing.
little bit separate
So you've got
from the
eyes.
cultists, and you can also see that all the cultist weapons are laid up against rocks.
All the cultist weapons are laid against some rocks. What was that called?
And that the kobolds are somewhat separate from the kobolds, because the kobolds went to go and cook their prairie hens how they liked them. So here are your cultists. Go and place those in a separate pile, and then on the other end of the path, you can go ahead and put 8 kobolds. which
Oh,
are
across
for you.
the
Uh-oh.
across the way.
Look
Are
at
they shouting at each other?
Captain Axeman.
Hashtag
Captain
axe
Axeman.
guy down. Here it
The
comes.
axe guy.
Get ready,
1,
chat.
2, 3, 4,
I want you to
5, 6,
spam it once he
7.
dies.
Just like
Here are your 8 kobolds. Go ahead and line those up over there.
over somewhere else.
Yeah, a little bit ways away. Give them like a good 50 yards. So what is that? 6. About,
Right?
That's about
Yeah,
10.
like a
Yeah,
block
that's good.
away.
That's good.
Okay.
Remember when the map was like not right? But, like, I'm cool with this. Or I guess we could do this, right?
Cool. What would you guys like to do? Zon, we're gonna assume, unless you want to, would you like to do in character relay this information back to them?
I think I'm good having related to them
Yeah.
in my freakish
In your-
nature.
And you're freakish, and you're trance with the
Yes.
voices. Okay.
Yes.
Bird waves around his ukulele.
Somewhat odd with a fighter.
You don't see it, or you do see.
No, he relays like they're
There's a
talking
black
about him.
ukulele.
A black ukulele.
Bird waves his ukulele around because he wants that other one bad. Because it's black, just like Verb.
Interesting. Okay.
Did that ukulele once belong to you?
Verb doesn't know. He just wants it. It's a black ukulele.
I have a hunch that I bet it belonged to you.
I hope so.
So you guys can circumnavigate these guys if you wish, and just ignore them.
No.
Yeah, that's not a
You don't have
choice.
to engage with
My-
them at all.
My life. You shouldn't have put this guy on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once he hits
Also-
the field,
also
We're
we're
going to
gonna
go
fight.
after them first.
Also, Verb looks at Finn, and in Finn's voice says, looting is unlawful.
Ooh. Okay.
I can't argue with myself.
So in Finn's voice, the Kenku says, "Looting is unlawful," and it is quite clear that these guys looted. You'll see there's a couple.
I did hear that. I did hear a
signs.
trinket from the treasure pile, and I'm just like, We must recover.
It's like too many T's. He's getting.
We're gonna recover the stuff for the town. That's what I'm here to do. All right, I'm
seem
in.
that they
Let's
had-
fight.
All right, but I'm saying
Clank.
Was that?
Now, did it seem that they were traveling on foot, or did they have some sort of conveyance?
They had no sort of conveyance. These guys. Go ahead and, I guess, make a perception check. We're just gonna abuse perception.
All
checks.
kinds of perceptions
All
today.
right. My
good.
perception
We're
is
using our
I think
eyes.
it's 21.
Wow. Okay. So you kind of get the idea. These guys are straggling behind the main.
Okay.
The main caravan.
Okay.
well, they're gonna continue to straggle behind.
It's straggled right into the grave.
Verb's already climbing out of Baby Bjorn.
So, do we want to
Too much
tackle the
talking.
cultists first?
I don't know. He triggered me when the lootering is unlawful, so I'm about to just go clomping into the trees.
Bird's gonna yell Thunder Wave like a Pokemon at this pile of Pokemon as soon as he can.
Ooh.
Are we
guys-
close? Are we closer to cultists or kobolds?
They don't see you. You can move
We can
around
sneak
wherever
and,
you
like,
want.
get a
Yeah,
sneak
Bird's
Use
gonna
stealth.
sneak up and use Thunder Wave just like a Pokemon.
I kind of want to go cultist first. Is that wrong?
So I want to.
You gotta do what you need to do, my guy.
How hard would it be for us to sneak up to 30 feet within these people, to these people? Like how much of a check would that require?
Well, he's got to make it with disadvantage since he's in.
The
Yes.
kobolds
heavy armor.
have his ukulele though, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
My vendetta is particularly with retrieving the ukulele.
Is the
All right.
But he found that in the cave. He said, not with.
Well,
in
I have
town.
strong reason to believe that that was stolen from, like, if not Burb, like some Kenku. Because I've never seen a ukulele before except for his.
Like,
So when
so
he's
of
just
all
like,
the things, like he's not freaked out by the dragon. He's not freaked out by like. He's just like, dang, a ukulele's kind of tight. You're just like
Shred a tune.
You know, you got to help your friends out.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
My-
So I guess we're doing the friend route.
Yeah.
Friendship.
We could also just kill them all.
yeah,
No, I mean but we need to do it strategically. So we're going here first or here first. He says here. You say here.
Bird's
I
got,
say here.
All right. Well, let's go kobolds first.
Bird's got Thunder Wave. The thing is, if I can one-shot that entire group of kobolds, I'm gonna one-shot 'em.
Stop saying a spell you haven't used yet on stream.
Bobby.
He's
I'm
got
really-
spells.
My initiative tracker.
You
We
know,
gotta.
Honestly, I don't even know what Thunder Wave does.
Do you have the cantrip card?
I've got it in my hand.
All right. So when you guys devise a plan,
Uh-huh.
let me know what it is.
Oh, I didn't get mine. Can I have mine?
Your spell. What was it?
Agonizing Blast and Eldritch Sight.
Oh, those are invocations, so there's not a particular card for them, I don't think.
Yeah, there's not.
Agonizing.
Well,
yeah.
like Witch Bolt is an invocation, and it has.
No, that's an actual. It's on the spell list.
Oh.
Those are just abilities for
yeah,
warlocks.
yeah. I can show you the book.
Dude, I'm dumb.
It's okay.
It's okay that I'm dumb.
Yes.
That's fine.
That's not dumb. It's a lot of
Both.
Both.
Yes, so
Both
1,
of
2, 3,
these.
4, both.
1, 2, 3, dumb.
So we're gonna attempt to sneak as best as possible on the kobolds.
use that. Write down your invocation stuff.
I
Well,
would
I-
say about.
Does it just
100
happen, or do I have to?
Their
cast it?
agonizing blast is something that modifies your
Eldritch
Eldritch
Blast.
blast and makes it so you add your charisma modifier.
It's +3,
It's
And
really
and,
good.
and the Eldritch sight lets you cast detect magic at once.
and it says without using a spell slot.
Yep.
Correct.
And then I have Arms of Hadar.
That's a spell that you can have a card for.
Can I have a spell for Arms of Hadar?
Yes.
Arms of Hater.
And remember, your magical item
Hey
gives you the
there.
ability to
Hey
use
there.
it as a reaction on somebody that you hit.
Hellish would be
Why'd I take Prestidigitation?
because you had two cantrips. That's just the way it is.
I can't use it. No one
Oh,
can
Hellish
say
Rebuke.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
I already
Finn
have
is about to
Arms
clump
of
in and
Hadar.
punch somebody.
Yeah, you need arms
With
of
this hammer.
fire. Got it.
You should do your thing.
I'm gonna cast.
I'm gonna let
Thunder
you-
Wave.
This is logistical stuff, so grab your coffee and your
I'm
tea.
gonna let you carry your vendetta because this is like your burden to bear. But I'm here to support you.
I'm over here just like talking and like. Oh wait, so we're going. Ooh,
D&D
here.
spell cards. They're great.
They are.
Pick those up
Be
at
better,
Level Up
Gale Force
Games
9.
in Knoxville.
Yeah, you can pick them up here. We've got them. Yeah, Gale Force 9, if you want to like hook us up with some more spell cards, we really like them. We can't ever keep them in.
That was like a slight.
Yeah.
That
If
was
you
as
didn't pick up
slight as
on
we
that.
can get.
Yeah. I know we have tons of viewers, and some of those guys are the manufacturers of Gale Force 9 in Australia. So now that I have your attention,
Gale Force 9's in Australia.
You gotta use
Gale
the
Force 9 is
platform you
based in
have.
Australia.
Imagine like a dumb name like Gale Force 9.
No, yeah,
Australians
well, yeah.
did that.
No wonder we can't get them. They want dollary dues for their cards.
They
or
want
Some of that
Oh,
fake
man.
currency.
Yeah.
Sorry, Australia.
dollary dues or like
Bobby
all
grew
the-
up in Wartburg. He has different standards.
All the cards come in upside
Be
down.
upside down.
Yeah, all the cards come in upside down. They're poisonous. I'm probably gonna die now.
Do we have an attack plan, gentlemen?
Birdie's gonna
Well, do
go
we
in
have
and
to
use
stealth?
his thunder wave.
I would like you to go ahead and roll for stealth, just to make sure that nobody gets noticed as you're sneaking upon.
9 plus. What would that? What would
Well, do I have to sneak from my position just clomping through the path?
Yeah. I mean, if you're
Alright.
if you're kind of like sneaking.
Sorry,
around.
guys. Here's where it all falls apart. Well, it's not getting better. Hey, it didn't get
you have
better.
you have an inspiration though check, right? Can't you?
I'm not gonna use it on this.
Yeah.
Burb roll.
What'd you roll? You roll a 1?
The final result is a 1.
I think we're because he rolled a 3. I rolled a 6. He rolled a 4. I think we're just like
No,
too
I roll
upset.
with disadvantage because I have chainmail
So
on.
you
So
got
I
a
rolled
2.
a 4, and then I rolled a 2, and I have a -1
So
to
we're
my
just
stealth.
heated. We're too
so my
heated
total
from
is
this.
1.
7.
I'm just like,
7.
let's get them.
Could I have a ready action to shoot them from a distance if they get noticed before
Sure.
this thing goes off?
Again, every time you guys are like, let's stealth, and Finn's just like, yeah.
Yes!
It's
Clink,
worth
clink,
trying.
clink, clink.
Alright.
Yeah, I think we're just like we just
It's
want to.
difficult.
We're just trying to exact.
How are you
Now-
guys so quiet?
Here's the thing, these guys were so distracted with their own
Oh
personal
my
squabbles and
gosh.
things like that, they didn't even notice. You make a loud noise, right? And they all kind of start, and then they think that the other guys made it, and they all just start yelling at each other, like, shut up! That kind of stuff.
Alright, I'm ready a javelin.
We're going to go ahead and give you guys the surprise round.
Woo! Javelin ready.
So are we rolling for initiative now?
This week.
Yeah, so the surprise round, you
We
just
have
take,
little bubbles.
you all get to make an attack
Oh,
first.
that doesn't work.
I want to make an attack
I'll do it
first.
like this.
Yeah.
I would like
I
the
put little
Thunderwave Burb to go
Bubbles
first.
on there so you
Because
can see
they're
how
all
many
grouped
javelins
up,
I
and I
have
want to
left.
use an AoE spell that we've never got to do yet.
Oh, AoE! Okay.
My guy, go.
Hashtag.
All
AoE.
on extra.
Cool. Let's do it.
Wait, it says he has to do it on himself.
Thunder?
It's self-centered, so he has to be close to them.
So you're gonna run up to him and
Blow yourself up.
Yes.
He doesn't hurt him.
He's sneaking up to him.
But if they don't get a Constitution save, they all get pushed away from me.
that's correct. If they fail their checks, which they probably will, because what is it? A con save?
It still does a decent amount
Yeah,
of damage.
Constitution
Yeah.
saving throw.
Oh yeah.
So
So who's he gonna
Shoot.
hit though? Is he gonna hit all these
He
people?
makes
Con
a
save
he
is
makes a
save of
cone.
15.
Like he makes a little cone
Yeah.
in front of him, and
It should be a
everything in its
15-foot
face takes
cone.
damage.
But okay, so
So if
he's
he's here, it's. you
I'll
can
go.
count
Let me go
1,
ahead and
2.
place these couple. They are not piled up, sir.
Listen,
They're
everybody on stream saw it.
they're in a circle. There you go.
so he's here. So he gets 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right?
Yeah, it's a
well, I didn't know
15-foot cone.
that. I wouldn't run up there and die if I
No,
knew
that's
this
fine.
was
You're
me.
hitting 5 of these foes.
All right, let's get him.
Do it.
All right, go for it.
What do I do now?
Clink.
It's a con save of 15. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll this.
What is
Just
it?
roll 5 times, I guess.
All right. Let's see. So the one on the far right fails, or my right. This one survives. This one fails. That one fails. Miro fails. And that one fails. This one
So
fails. as
Lizard
well.
Boy is the only one that has to save.
Lizard Boy is the only one who.
No, Thunderwave. I think he rolls damage, and if they make their save, they only take half.
Yes.
Right.
So
And
he
then the
gets-
ones that failed are pushed 10 feet away.
That's correct. So Lizard Boy's gonna take 5, and the rest are gonna take a bunch.
How much did you? You didn't roll damage.
I didn't roll yet.
Yeah, go
I
ahead and
roll
roll your
2
damage.
d8s.
2 d8s?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
2d8s.
Yeah, it's
I
a
need-
good bit.
I need
Here
to
you go,
borrow
buddy.
your guys' d8s. I need to borrow the.
Hand it over.
Alright.
Roll 'em.
Please not 2.
Don't roll a 2.
There's
Eight.
a 2.
8.
8.
8 total.
All right. So you're gonna. So you guys are getting ready for your surprise round. Burb, you kind of leap out from behind the hill and run down, and you can make some like running noises as you go up the line.
Bird doesn't make running noises. He makes no noises. He's just jamming on his uke as he runs.
So silently, you run up,
Eric,
and
it's
then
runs
how do
up.
you want to do this?
He runs up, jamming on his uke until he gets there, and when he gets there,
let him know how weird you look.
right before he gets there, he goes, and
All
does
right.
Thunder Wave.
Nice. So Burb, you jam a power cord. You kind of like slide in on your knees, right? And this huge electric wave just emanates from your uke. And the kobolds kind of turn around to look at you just before these guys are exploded in electricity. And this guy, like, gets zapped and he's looking really bloody.
He's taking it.
Yep. All right, so everybody else gets a surprise round as well.
Nice, nice.
Someone shoot this guy.
So I was backing him up, so I like right over the thunder wave. My javelin's gonna come. through
Javelin's going?
and
All right.
spike that guy who didn't get knocked out.
So the one guy,
Dang it, or not? I'm gonna miss.
how much did you roll?
It's gonna be 7.
Oh, yeah, that misses. All right.
Swoosh.
So it slides by him. Who's going next?
Javelin down.
You want to arrow him?
I'll have Alora do a helping action on the standing lizard.
Okay. How are you distracting him?
Alora's just going out there and just bam him in the face with the wings and back off.
Okay. Roll performance check.
Alright. That's a straight fumble.
We used it all up.
One?
Yeah.
It's a 1.
Alright.
Immediately, dude. I'm sorry.
No, Alora's not gonna die from being trying to distract. So the kobold kind of like Alora bats at his face, and he's just kind of too dazed from the electricity to kind of really be too distracted.
Too distracted to be distracted.
Too
Nice.
distracted to be distracted. Yeah.
Goggle crown.
So he's still got his eyes locked on Burb.
Alright.
Burb ain't scared.
Alright, I guess Daddy's going for an Eldritch Blast.
Sure.
Get him.
I used my one spell slot.
3
immediately,
plus
guys.
7, 10.
We need to stop rolling that one. That one keeps producing 3s.
That misses,
And a 1.
and
You're
then you
dead.
still get to make your attack.
Yes. I will shoot.
Don't roll that one.
No, I got it. I got this.
Alright.
I'm going to shoot the snail.
Okay.
That is at 15.
That hits.
Perfect.
Roll for damage.
That is 5 whole damagios.
Ooh, nice. All right. So you take a
5
shot with your
damages.
bow. Where are you hitting him?
I'm hitting him right in his hand.
Right in his hand? All right, so you take the shot, and he's got his hand out, and you hit him right in his hand, and the arrow goes through his hand
Right.
and like latches it onto his face,
Mm-hmm.
and then he dies. He just falls
Perfect.
over.
Stop hitting yourself.
Stop hitting yourself.
That one, or did you shoot the lizard one?
I hit the the snail, the escargot.
So like, how many kobolds do we have left?
3.
Nice. All right.
Do the cultists notice us?
So as soon as you guys have that little ambush attack on those kobolds, they kind of start, and they get up to go and grab their weapons. I'm going to go ahead and have you guys roll for initiative.
I'm rolling a different die.
Yeah.
Ah.
It works for Paul.
I have them powers.
See? Look at that face. Yeah, there we go.
All right, Zon, would you roll?
18.
Dang, Zon. All right, Finn, would you roll?
18.
Nice.
All right, Burb, would you roll?
15.
15. And Kiwi, would you roll? Nice. All right,
I told
so
you not to roll that one. It's dangerous.
you guys get to go.
Serves Paul.
Kobold.
Which kobold has the youth?
Where's yours all?
The
Oh,
lizard.
well, you have it now. You've taken
Okay.
the bad luck die over to your side.
Here, Paul.
You rolled a 15, right?
Yeah, that one works for you.
Cool.
We go
And
test.
then,
Test roll.
uh, Zon, you get to go again. Ooh. Oh, Allura, what'd you roll?
So
Sorry.
mini twang.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
You're right.
That is a 17.
Look at this
for
guy.
Laura.
17. Sweet. So
He
she's
is,
gonna go.
he is
over
harnessed it to
over
his
her.
will.
All right. Nice. So it's you, Zon.
All right.
It's you threw the bottle.
The
That's true.
No, he looked at me
The-
like I did it.
was that Houndoom or
Oh.
something? I'm gonna shoot
You're my
that one.
manager.
Sure.
Shoot the hound him.
Shoot that doggo.
All right, make a shot. Shoot the shot.
Shoot the shot. Bring it. Yeah. All right, that's 22.
Oh yeah, you got him.
And that is 9 damage.
Every time Paul makes a good roll, I just get this shot across the table from Josiah's eyes. I like the dark brow.
Zon, you with you were well practiced this morning. You're feeling quite
Yes.
limber. You just launch another arrow, hits him right in the throat.
Nice.
Enormous amounts of blood come out, and he falls right on his face.
I think that
He's
old
dead.
woman, like, she touched him somewhere.
So that guy's dead.
Good.
Sweet.
Which one?
It was the Houndoom.
The Houndoom is
It's-
dead.
It's gone.
Finn, it's you.
I've still got Burb's back, but now I'm like able to rush in and have Burb's side, so I'm gonna do that.
Yo. Get Shrek in the cut. Finish him.
All right, it's gonna be a 15.
Oh, it hits.
Nice. And as of level 2, I have special powers.
Special power.
Specifically, I have special powers of when I fight and
My
I
friends.
use just
A shield?
a one-handed item,
Okay.
particularly like a one-handed item that I use with the shield. But if I fight with one hand, I get to do an extra 2 points of
Oh wow!
I'm gonna punch his face for maximum damage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit him for 13.
Exploded.
13. All right, so Finn, you charge up and you just kind of like a golf swing with your mace, and you like
I forgot to bring my prop.
you knock his head clean off.
What are his final words?
He goes, "Stubbs will live forever," and then you.
Says
knock
what
his
will live?
Stubbs will live forever.
Stubbs.
Who's Stubbs?
His name was Stubbs.
Probably him.
He had a name.
He had a
Stubbs
name.
will live for it.
And then you knocked his head clean off
That-
with a mace.
Hashtag Stubbs will live forever.
Hashtag Stubbs will live for F.
That's Burb's new favorite quote.
Stubbs will live forever. Is
Because he died.
And his bleeding corpse falls to the ground.
You
Allura,
can even
it's your
capture
turn.
like the thump
Allura.
sound of my hammer hitting with his face.
Allura will go to the. Any kobold still actually have the ukulele on them, or
No, Stubbs had the ukulele.
Oh, he
the-
did?
Yeah, the one.
See,
that was
I-
right from
I-
Kirby.
Maintain the
Yeah.
integrity of the ukulele
Yeah, you
by going for his face.
All right, Allura's going to go over to the green kobold over there and fluff its face up as well.
Cool. Go ahead and roll
There we go.
distraction.
All right, that's a solid 11.
Yeah, that gets him. He's super distracted.
Super distracted. Now in your face.
He's like, "Ugh!" And then it flies away and he's frustrated.
Good.
Burb, it's you. You've got a distracted kobold over here
Tweaking.
and a bunch of cultists running
Burb's
for their
gonna use
weapons.
this vicious mockery on this distracted
You
kobold.
have advantage on your vicious mockery.
I guess would that give disadvantage on his?
Oh, yeah, it would give him disadvantage on his, yeah. Oh, well, it's a 2, so you got him.
Okay,
Go ahead and
so I
roll
hit
for
him.
damage.
Let's see, vicious mockery is
The D4.
D4. Burb says to him, in his father's voice, which we met, and I can't remember his name, Jack.
Jack.
He says in Jack's voice, "Give me my ukulele back, you stupid bird."
This is Jack's ukulele?
Yeah. 3 damage.
3
plus
damage.
whatever I get. Extra.
It's just 3.
That's just 3.
That sucks.
Alright. The kobold looks very confused as blood starts coming out both of his nostrils.
Now he has
And he has
disadvantage.
disadvantage on
He's
his attacks.
disabled.
He is, however, despite all the confusion, gonna run up to you, Burb, and make an attack.
Don't you do it.
17.
That hits.
He's taking a swipe. Oh, but it's with disadvantage, that's right. So I have to roll again. 14.
That hits.
Alright, cool. What do I roll? A D4?
Drummer.
Drummer.
That didn't work. He hits you for 3 damage.
I
Takes a
know.
slash.
I don't care. I don't have a pencil to jot that down.
And
I'm
then
bad at D&D.
all the other kobolds are dead.
I'm at 10.
Oh, the kobolds are.
Kiwi, it's you.
That's right. I just pulled another pencil out of my pocket.
We'll use that
I
one
can
on this
hex
side.
from 90 feet away.
Mhm.
I can hex these guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, we got
Daddy-
it across the.
Daddy
Stephen
wants to
camp.
hex Axeman.
Hexa Axeman. Go
No,
for it.
actually, I want to save him for last. I'm hexing the first guy.
Okay.
Down.
That's a half action, right?
He's hexed. It's a
Bonus
bonus
action, yeah.
All right, then Daddy can go for the rest.
Daddy can go for the rest, yeah.
What's Daddy gonna do next?
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch
Nice.
Blast.
Blast. Oh, with more damage.
Yes, more damage, and I get plus
Is
7.
it +3?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
10 plus 7, 17
No.
To hit.
to hit.
To hit? Oh yeah, 17 gets it.
Okay? And then Eldritch Blast is a D10, right?
+3.
Plus
Plus
3.
3. 3 plus 3 is 6.
6 on the cultist.
Simple maths.
Yo.
HP does the cultist
What?
have?
I was having to think.
That cultist is looking pretty
3
rough.
plus 3 is 6.
No, on the attack roll.
I get plus 2 because of my item.
That was what it was.
That
Your
cultist is
external
looking
stuff.
pretty rough. So now it's the cultist's
Oh wait,
turn.
did you hex him?
Yeah.
Add your d6.
Oh yeah, you gotta add your d6.
Yo.
Yo.
Bobby's got it.
9
Additional
total.
3.
So it's
9
3.
total. Oh yeah. So you you do your Ooga Booga hex on him, right? And then you hit him with the Eldritch
Do not
Blast.
shit on my craft, sir.
You
One
hex
does
him.
not simply.
What
ooga
spice?
booga.
What spice do you use for your Eldritch Blast? Your agonizing blast, rather. It's an agonizing. spice.
Agonizing Eldritch Blast.
It hurts extra good.
I don't know.
Some ghost pepper.
Okay. Bobby says Bobby's calling the shots. Burb is calling the shots. I'm gonna use some crystallized saffron.
Crystallized saffron. All right.
Only the refinest of spices.
You magically launch it from your hands like a shotgun blast, and they embed themselves in the front of his armor, and then they just kind of like make these popping noises, and then just blood starts coming out and he just falls over. That cultist
Hashtag
is
not
dead.
ooga booga.
That cultist is dead.
You
With 9 damage, he died.
He did die with 9 damage.
You like pop rocked him in the in the
All right,
thorax.
Mr. Archer cultist is going to
Oh, Mr. Archer cultist.
Not axe guy.
not axe guy. He's going to take a run.
Oh, okay. Not
I don't
actual
think-
archer.
These guys don't have any range.
Which way he running?
Hopefully
No, they
away.
That's what I thought.
He's going to run, I guess at the guy who just killed his friend. So he's going to run at you, Kiwi. So 6 and then another 6 if you can't get to him.
2, 3.
He'll get there.
Yeah. So he's going to just engage with you and
Poor
snarl.
choices. Poor choices have been made.
Next cultist is going to run up to Burb
1, 2,
Wow.
3, 4, 5, 6.
and another.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Cool. And then last cultist is going to make a run.
You respect him more.
Axeman is going to also take a run. He's going to run towards Finn.
1, 2, 3,
Poor
4, 5, 6.
decisions.
1, 2,
Being
3,
made today.
4, 5.
6.
There's a Pokemon there.
Is that Kobold still alive? Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, he is still alive. Look at that. And then we're top of the round. Zon, it's you.
He stabbed Burby.
Zon, kill someone.
All right.
Yes, I need
I
to-
guess.
Zon, I suppose I'll kill someone for you.
Far away.
That's a good ball.
All right, yeah, I'll attack the one on Bird. The not axe guy. He's last.
He hits last.
Save again.
You're gonna attack Brown Man?
Yeah, I'm gonna attack.
Brown man.
Mm,
That's probably not the best thing
where?
to say.
D20.
It's a big brown
It's a brown ogre.
You need one?
Yes, please.
He's a hobgoblin.
Wasn't me. Half out.
That
All
wasn't
right.
me.
That is 11.
No
That
way.
misses.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Whoops. All right,
Then it's
I'm
you.
gonna use my
Inspiration
Action
surge. Action surge. Oh, you get an action surge. You're level 2.
and attack him again.
Oh, we're doing it.
Gooing it.
We're
All right, that's a
25.
yeah.
You got it. Was it a nat 20?
No.
Okay.
You.
No, I have way better modifiers than that.
Let's see. That is 9 damage.
Jeez, guys. All right.
Level
so
2, OP.
You
Bring him on.
Where you hitting him?
I'm just gonna hit him right in the butt cheek.
All right. You hit him in the butt cheek, right? You launch this arrow. It hits him with such force that it rotates his entire lower body and cracks his back and he falls over.
Wow.
You don't know the kind of tension I have in that bow.
It's good. It's a good bow. He dies. So go ahead and take him off the marker.
He's off.
Whose turn is it? Allura, it's her turn.
All right. Laura is gonna go up to the. It's gonna go up to the archer.
I'm
cultist.
fairly certain it's Finn's turn.
Oh, it is Finn's turn. Yeah,
Okay.
We'll let Allura go. Oh, no, yeah, go ahead and go, Finn. We'll come back to Allura.
It's okay, it doesn't affect me.
Okay.
Because that kobold stabbed my buddy. And so I'm gonna crouch him.
Kobold stab my buddy.
Kobold
It's kind of like
stab
zombies
my
ate my
buddy.
neighbor, but kobold stab my buddy.
I just got a 10 now
10 to hit.
on a kobold.
I'm pretty sure.
We're rolling like crap tonight.
Nope, that misses.
Nah, that's alright.
All right.
I do not have an action.
Now it's Allura.
All right. Can I take the roll that I made for Laura?
Sure.
Oh,
Okay.
I forgot to do my thing.
So that was a
Oh, well,
15.
never mind.
That distracts.
All right.
Who are you distracting, Archer?
Yeah.
He's distracted. Burb, it's you.
Okay, so let's talk, gentlemen. Burb could shoot the archer that's on him, have
At
Finn
disadvantage.
finish the kobold, and then hope that Axeman doesn't kill me.
I get a turn before Axeman does it.
Do you have a knife? You have a dagger, right?
I have a dagger.
Stab that kobold.
I could stab the kobold.
Just take him out.
Just shank him.
He's one of Stubbs' buddies.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shank the kobold, and hopefully Finn can squash Axeman.
Yeah, we'll go for it.
Yep.
We'll get
So
you.
I need to roll to hit the.
What's your?
My dagger's 1d4 plus 4, so I need
Is it plus 4?
To hit, I'm sure, right?
No,
Yeah.
it's damage.
Its attack bonus is plus 4 because I'm very dexterous.
Right, but it shouldn't be plus 4 damage, right?
It's 1d4 plus 4 attack bonus.
Okay. It shouldn't be.
Well, you made me do this.
Go ahead and roll the hit.
So,
7
I
plus
think-
what's your dex mod?
my dexterity mod is +4.
That's what the +4 is for.
Wait, Dex mod is +4?
That's mine.
Do you have +2 and then you have plus? Are you looking at the spell saves?
Maybe I've just been playing the damn
What's
game
on
wrong whole time.
Look at that.
Dexterity +4.
Look at that column on the left
You have
where you
18
have your
dex.
strength, dexterity, whatever. What's in the little bubble?
You have
Plus
14
2.
dexterity, so
Okay.
it's +2.
And then you
Plus
have +2
2 dex.
proficiency.
So
you're
+4
at 4.
total.
So
11.
That misses.
Dang. This is it, God, you kobold.
He was this much too far away
Yep.
from a little short kobold.
My little arms. My little
That kobold's gonna
pinky
take a
arms.
swipe at you, Burb.
Fine.
Stop it.
10.
Misses.
Misses.
I got a 13.
Nice.
What happened? You always tell him that it clanks off his armor. What happened?
Okay, so like he like takes another jab at you, and you just kind of like do a playful spin and kind of chat around.
I don't playful.
You don't playful spin?
No.
What do you want to do then? You tell me what you do.
I weaved.
You bob and weave?
I zigzag.
Alright, you bob and weave and then give me the snap.
I don't know what
Do that bird
D20
thing.
is. Give the D20.
Kiwi, it's you.
Alright. Axeman I don't want to kill, but I feel like I need to move some attention over here.
Well, you got that
You
guy.
got a
on
guy
you
in your
too.
face.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
like.
care.
Where you can move that hex.
Oh.
Yeah, because your hex guy got wrecked.
He got dead.
Identified.
Now, if he makes it on somebody else, when that guy's in front of his face, does he have to do an advantage or no?
The bonus action to apply the hex?
No, when he makes an attack.
Shooting a thing? Yeah, because it's ranged attack.
Gotcha.
Wait, what do you mean?
So you've got somebody in your face trying to poke you with a stick. It's really hard to make ranged attacks when somebody's trying to poke you in the face with a stick.
Alright, we'll hex him. He's dead.
Okay,
Archer is hexed.
gotcha. So you have to roll with disadvantage.
You can back up, and then he gets a...
He gets an attack of
He actually would
opportunity.
have advantage on it, or actually would have just regular no modifier because Alora gave this
That's true.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you just have regular attack on him then. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You don't have to move back from him.
Sorry.
13
Nice.
plus 7 is 20.
Oh, that hits.
My guy. So then I roll.
Look at the +7 modifiers. I feel so normie.
So then I roll my D10
I don't have.
because
a
I'm doing
plus
Eldritch
7.
Blast,
Uh-huh.
and then I do my D6.
And then don't forget you have your 3 for agonizing blast.
Okay, so 8.
8. So you blast this guy in the face with what spice?
Saffron seems to be the pop rocks.
Saffron, the pop rocks.
Yeah.
So you blast him, and it hits him really hard, and he looks like he's just barely hanging on.
We've been hitting on the head then
Yeah. You've been getting real close.
with a fire 9.
Let's see, that was Kiwi. So these 2 remaining cultists are going to make attacks. The first cultist is going to take a swing
That
at.
one already swung at me.
The
Oh.
That was a
kobold
kobold.
did.
Oh.
Axeman's on you, dude.
Axeman ran at me last time.
Axeman-
You were just in the way.
Axeman's going to take a swing at you, Finn,
Yeah.
and he's gonna like take a swing, and then his weapon is just going to sink into the earth, and it's stuck.
Nice.
So,
Good.
yeah.
Stand down.
And then this this other cultist is gonna take a swing at you with his scimitar, Kiwi, and
It's the stroke talking.
Yeah.
he's just gonna whoop. You just dodge out of the way.
I mean, I'm
Doesn't hit
giant, so. But I'm athletic, so
You're
I get
athletic.
it.
Grandpa's Alzheimer's is
Zon, it's
flaring
you.
up again.
Zon. I will. I'll just move down a little bit and shoot at the. Oh, yeah, that's a good direction too. And shoot at the kobold. I keep
Okay.
moving until there's no one in front of me to do it. It's up to 6 spaces.
Get him.
And yeah.
All right, make an attack against Mr. Kobold. Man.
All right, that's a 20.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Good.
How do you do +7 modifier?
Well, I already had
Special ability.
5, but then I got the +7.
9
for my
damage.
item.
9 damage.
Yes.
All right, you take it. The arrow goes
think on your
clean
spells
into
you
him.
have a +7.
Where are you shooting?
I'm just shooting at.
I know your person's
You're
good.
just shooting at him. Goes
Yeah.
clean
That's
into him.
still
Good.
good.
Kills him. He's dead.
Oh.
He's super dead.
Is that how
Finn,
that
it's you.
works? Does he have a hole in like left after?
Oh man,
So I
like
get
you hit him
+5.
like right in the heart,
Charisma's magic.
and it just
Yeah.
there's
Then my
just
item
too
gives me
much
+2.
blood coming out.
Okay.
So you'll
Just
probably
lots
get
of blood.
This makes me happy.
Well,
That makes Zon happy. It is
Alright.
a Draken
Yeah,
or whatever. You
exactly.
don't like those
No,
guys.
not at all.
No one told
Yeah.
me anything. He helped me do this. I
Time
don't
for
know
a
how
little
to do
one.
it.
I thought Justin helped you, but anyway.
No, you helped
I
me
helped
do
Josiah.
this.
Oh, okay.
That's
yeah.
why I'm
I
sick.
failed you.
And that's why I don't know how to do this. Daddy didn't teach me right.
We'll have a sit down session, Bobby.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll fix
You're
it.
grounded again.
I know.
Dang it.
Whose turn is it?
It'll be a
It's
good talk.
Finn.
Yeah.
Finn, it's you.
So I know that we were saving Axe Guy for last, but my bro Burby's in
Oh,
trouble.
come on, my boy.
Bugoy.
I might not take him out. I might just cripple him.
You could.
I am
If you
gonna step
wanted
on
to.
his axe though, because
All right.
It's in the ground.
It's in the ground.
Yeah.
You step on his axe. He kind of like looks up at you, like whoop.
Now it's extra stuck.
and the hammer comes around.
Bro, he's knocked clean out.
Nice.
What do we roll?
So
16
21.
plus whatever modifiers.
21. Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
hit him.
alright. Full disclosure, I may actually just kill him right now. Very likely. Huh. I got him for 8, which we established as the
You
threshold.
bash him real hard, and he looks very bloody, and also very worried that his axe is buried in the ground.
Perfect. It
Allure's
is
turn.
firmly under my
Allura
boot.
is going to go back up to the same archer cultist
Mhm.
and just gonna peck at him a little bit right in the face and fly off.
This cultist is very panicked at this point, so he's easily distracted by your owl. And we'll say he is distracted.
Perfect.
Burb, it's you.
Burb, Axeman's last, my guy.
Burb says, in Kiwi's voice, Axeman's last. Turns around and looks at Cultist Archer, who's disabled right now,
Mm-hmm.
and pulls out his short bow and goes for a shot.
Go ahead and roll a d20
Advantage.
with advantage, so you get to roll 2 d20s.
Roll it again.
That was a 3.
No, it's
Yeah.
Plus 4, 17.
That hits.
Okay, so now I roll a d6, and it's a d6 plus 4.
No, it's just a D6.
It should be a d6 plus 2.
Well, it says plus 4. You made me write
That's,
that.
that's to attack.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the attack bonus.
It's plus 4. That's to hit.
So it's just a D6.
Don't worry,
Plus
buddy.
2.
Well,
You
two
taught
plus
me
advantage.
wrong.
We'll talk
I
about
did
it.
5 damage to him.
Do you want to give him plus 2 as
It's
well?
7.
Yeah, yeah. If you would you roll 5?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's 7 damage.
Well, where did the 2 come from?
Your dexterity modifier, right here.
This sheet of paper makes no sense.
Well,
This says attack bonus. That
That's
would
to
be
hit,
a
that's to
bonus
hit.
on your attack.
Isn't that the bonus to hit, guys?
It is.
I did tell him to put it in the right box then.
It is.
I didn't fail you.
You didn't fail me, but you didn't teach me
I didn't
well.
explain it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching at home, Bobby is new to D&D, and some things don't make sense. Like, why can't I do 1,000,000 damage at level 2?
Like any of it.
I
I did 7 to the archer guy. He should die.
He's dead. Where do you want to hit him?
In the face.
You
Right in the
You're a
face.
teenager,
You
right?
knock an
Yeah.
arrow, and you hit him in the face, and the arrow lodges in his head, kind of like temple to temple, just kind of comically, and it kind of looks cross-eyed for a minute, and then falls. Kind of like slumps onto you for a minute, Kiwi, and then just,
Whatever, Bird
Dies.
doesn't care.
oh no.
I'll take my turn now.
Go ahead, Kiwi.
Guess who's getting hexed, Mike?
Axeman?
Axeman is hexed.
Axeman down.
Alright. D20, Eldritch Blast.
You
15 plus 7 is 22.
15 plus 7 is 22.
That hits.
That hits.
I'm gonna roll my D6 first.
You
Go
bet
for
me.
it.
Oh, I stole your extra.
5,
Oh, that makes sense now.
yeah,
There we go.
plus 9.
Now I can play this game.
9.
I'm gonna deal 14 damage to this guy.
He takes
Why would you
14.
make the character sheet go linearly instead of like all over the place?
Three simple ones.
So I'm going to explain this from the distance as I update our stream with the correct title.
He's gone.
Axeman is dead.
Axeman
By the
is so
way,
dead. What
Hashtag
spice?
Axeman down.
What spice are you using?
If you're watching, you have to
Just
follow.
saying.
I've been saving this for once in a blue moon. I'm gonna pull out a secret little cup, not what you think it is,
Ah.
of old marinara sauce,
Old marinara sauce.
Old marinara sauce.
which there are plenty of spices in marinara.
How old is this marinara sauce?
Let's just say that it's 6 months old, which about 6 hours is
Nah.
old for marinara.
That's the long game.
That's the long game.
That's marinara sauce that's green now.
Yeah.
That's Verde.
Verde.
Yeah,
Verde
very sauce.
marinara sauce, and it's also probably fuzzy.
Marinara Verde.
So we're out of combat.
All right. The guy literally melts from the marinara. Literally melts. And now we've updated our string with the correct
Hooray!
title. So.
Ooh. Billy will stop sending you angry text messages.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think I got any, but anyway.
You'll find him later.
I'll find him later.
You're just too big for this.
I'm just too big of a man.
You're just too big for this.
For those who can't tell, Steven's a giant.
Yeah.
You don't get like the
But we're
full-
back.
That's actually the character he plays in D&D.
He's just a
It's just a
giant
big giant.
named Kanye.
These cultists and kobolds are all dead.
Where's Biggie?
Justice has
Would
been
you
served.
would you guys like to loot the bodies?
I would like to loot a specific body of Stubbs.
Stubby.
Stubbs the kobold.
Stubby.
Okay.
Stubby.
Go ahead. Roll an investigation check for me.
Hold on. There you go. Everything's good, Paul. Alright. Do I roll a d20? I'm excited about this guy.
Yeah, roll a d20.
Don't interrupt me. 16 plus
Interruption.
1.
Oh, wait.
Is it investigation?
Yeah, 17.
Alright. On this kobold, you do indeed find a black ukulele.
Na 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 na.
Would you like to pick it up?
Yes.
Wah! Alright, let me get the proper thing for you.
While he's doing that, I'm going to touch you and recover some of your health points.
Woo!
Alright.
Where are you gonna touch me?
I'm just going to pat you on the head.
Okay. That's what you should do to a
Absolutely.
bird. You gently pat a bird on the head.
He comforts you as you pick up the
We got
ukulele.
your uke back, buddy. I restore 5 hit points to you.
5 hit points restored
I
to
go
you.
to
sir.
13. My max.
Oh. You're gonna have to go with him, Josiah, because alarm.
I didn't say it.
I did. I'm paranoid. Hi.
Got him. How many were you missing?
3.
Okay, I can restore just 3 to you, because it's minimal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I thought you'd take more damage than
I
that.
am adequately healthy,
Yeah.
not over healthy.
That means I have extra to give out later.
I guess they don't really need to know what this next part is because
No,
this is just
it's
happening.
just for you and me, Bobby.
This is just happening to you, Furby.
This is just happening to me.
Furby,
I'll hear later.
as you touch the ukulele, the world spins.
Another
You peek
flash.
out through the sticks of a nest. Angry cries echo through a tent as you watch shadows, lit by the burning tent, struggle against each other. Through the smoke and din of battle, you hear the light chords of a ukulele play, and then suddenly all noise stops. There's the absence of any noise whatsoever, and all you can see are silent shadows battling against the flames of the tent. And that's you!
Whee! You'll have to attune
You will have to attune to that item.
before you can use its special properties.
Well, yeah, it's a ukulele. It probably
You
needs
gotta
to be
tune
It
it.
needs to be attuned.
Especially after
Probably
that
needs to be
kobold was
tuned.
playing it, he probably messed it up.
That kobold did mess it up. You will actually need to cast a spell mending on that ukulele as well. It took a little bit of damage from that thunder wave. So not usable just yet. But you can, I think you have the mending cantrip, so that's good. And we're going to take a short break as some people are going to use the restroom.
Do we have a technical difficulties screen? We just
This
have
is, beep, yeah, but we'll just make the noise for you.
Shout out to Dominator, who's losing his mind over the marinara mention.
He's feeling like marinara.
He
right
liked
now.
it. I don't know if he's in
Well,
the
this
chat. 'cause I
He is
can't-
in chat.
I
He said,
can't
I'm
read
feeling
it.
like marinara right now.
This doesn't give me
Yeah.
any bonuses.
I'm sure it gives you something.
It gives you a few things, though.
I don't know what any other things are.
We'll look at it later.
Let me see.
If you notice me keep rearranging my cards, it's because I'm OCD and I keep lining them up.
I'm back. Woo!
You don't have to spell anything in front of me. I'm an adult. I can handle it. You can just say it.
What did I spell? I'm missing.
I don't know what OCD spells.
You may get some more things when you attune to it, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But right now, I just got a sweet black ukulele with purple strings.
Nice!
Ooh.
It's,
Yeah.
That's
read
pretty
the
sick.
name of it though. No, read it. It's funny.
Shadow String, the Name Taker.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Edgy!
Its flavor text
Oh yes, I love flavor
is
text.
a name remembered, a soul forgotten.
Oh!
I made it.
so edgy.
I made it extra metal for Bird.
That is awesome.
I'm so edgy. You guys want to hear me shred something sweet on my uke?
Yo, wait. Say the skill or say the thing. Say the song. Like,
Song
favorite
of
song.
the Faceless.
That is a metal uke.
This is
A
the most
silver
metal.
one.
It's a black ukulele, guys.
Okay,
We have to make it black.
A flock of silver
Aw.
ravens moves in a circle around the headstock of this instrument. This ukulele looks identical to the one you had when you were discovered by the merchants of Greenest. Identical in shape and design, yet this uke is entirely black, save for the strings, which are a dark purple.
The
Just
Jimi
straight
Hendrix
up
of ukes.
shredding metal and like.
Shredding.
Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin.
Metal.
Jimmy Page.
He would
So-
rock this uke.
I went to school with a kid a long time ago. His name was Jimmy Page, and he smelled terrible.
One and the same.
Probably.
Probably the same guy.
I hope he's out there watching, and that changed his life, and now he takes a bath.
He might be watching.
That's awesome.
This is your friendly weekly level up reminder.
To take a bath.
Please take a bath.
Hygiene,
Take a bath. We don't like our place to smell like buttholes.
hygiene is important, guys.
Hygiene is important.
Remember when I was talking about rubbing dirt on yourself?
Bobby is a lot more honest than I will be with you.
Even if it's just washing your hands, like start somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah, the whole body is good.
Even if you have to print out a picture of some soap and give it a little rub, please.
All right. Do you guys want to do any more investigation on these bodies here?
Yeah. See if they have anything.
Just check out the cultists.
They got hella treasure.
We
they
never
say.
took out Axe guys. Got him.
Axeman down.
Axeman down.
Axeman down.
Hashtag Axeman. He's the worst X-Man.
Oh, it's so satisfying to watch on the stream.
What?
Just like that flick.
They've got. How much would you roll?
What do we roll?
Oh,
I just
we're
flicked
rolling
the guy.
Investigation.
I rolled it.
Oh, I'm bad at that.
I have a 12.
Cool. You find 28 silver pieces.
What about me?
You rolled
Yeah.
a 4. You don't find anything.
I rolled an 8 with modifiers guy.
Anything.
Why do you
All
shred
right.
on your ukes so much?
You found
The
some
track-
dead guys.
The track continues if you guys would like to follow it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Let's just take a long rest.
We have to go deeper.
Let's
You
hear
guys
where
could
they're
take,
going
you guys could
first.
take a short rest if you wanted to.
That sounds good. I'd take a short rest.
Did you?
I use
Oh,
my
you
action
use
surge.
your thing.
Use your
Come on,
action
man.
surge.
Some of us have stuff to do.
Like justice to be
Bring
served.
justice to looters.
This
Cool.
just as we brought quick.
Yeah, we
You gotta take a
recovered.
short
We
rest.
recovered a
Fine,
magical artifact.
Can I-
You can attune to your
It's
item.
I'm
okay.
going-
All right.
I'm gonna say-
There's time for Burp to attune to his thing. I'll give you that.
Ding, 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 ding. I'm tuning it.
Sweet.
Now what happens?
Now what happens?
Yeah.
You're now attuned to the weapon, which means that you can cast those spells, and you also have +2 to hit with all of your bard spells.
So where does
But
that
not
go?
with your weapon attacks.
Where does that go?
You can go ahead and let's see.
Well, I'll help you fill stuff out. We'll have to look at your cards,
Yeah.
but you may just want to write some of your go-to spells like under your.
Yeah.
Plus
So it's for-
2, plus 2, plus 2. We'll just do this.
That's fine.
Yep, that works too.
So you'll
Unless
be getting
you
plus
unattuned.
6 when you use any of these.
It's on your attack roll.
Because it's
too.
my charisma that modifies my spell cast, right?
Yes.
Josiah just informed me on that. I'd never heard of that before. Our first 2 episodes are probably crap because of that.
Maybe that was why you were like not hitting anybody. But no, you were mostly doing saves anyway, like Vicious Mockery.
So that's the thing about Bard spells, so I haven't gotten a chance to see that magical item.
Well, see, I
That
don't
might-
know.
The +2, I don't know what else you have because I haven't read it. But
Anyways, now that I know how to play the game 2 episodes deep,
+2 attack doesn't do a whole lot.
let's
to
move
Bard
on.
spells because a lot of them force saves.
Yeah.
There's some exceptions, obviously. but-
Yeah.
let's move on and fight these kids.
Let's move on. We took a short rest. You guys
So
can
take a short rest. We're about midday here. You guys can continue to following the trail. So go ahead and start at the beginning over here. Rewind your guys.
Sling me here, guys.
You're walking through an area that looks very similar to the place you've already been.
As there are
This
3 boulders
trail,
and a weird
It
tree.
looks so similar to the one we were on.
Perception checks,
All
guys.
day.
And
And we're
2 boulders on this side, a tree and a boulder on this side.
most perceptive.
His eyes explode.
4.
He rolled a nat 1.
No, oh wow. Okay.
Hey!
Nat 20. First 20 of the night.
Nat
Gotta
20.
follow. If you
Like,
don't follow,
follow,
you gotta
There
follow
we
now.
go.
Follow us.
Kill me.
Kill Josiah.
17. Plus, it was perception 18.
18.
His eyes also explode.
I rolled
1, 1, 20, 18.
All right. So you
And
two
look at that.
like are
Probably
very,
kiss each other. Probably
very-
bumping
very-
each other, kissing
like
each other.
you're talking about your boots. You're like, these are really cool, and then Burb, you're kind of just showing them the ukulele and stuff like that. You guys, though, notice that there's something a little bit off
Dumbass.
I'm sure I'm glad you can tell me while I'm
about this next section of this trail. So Kiwi, from your days of being a hermit, you've kind of like taken to get off my lawn mentality. So whenever you see like the footsteps of like other beings, kind of like in your hermit area or whatever, you would set up traps, things like that, and you can kind of tell that there's some interesting tracks around this ravine, this trail that goes down. And then Finn, what you notice is, as you look kind of off to the side, is behind some boulders, you see a couple humanoid figures standing behind one.
Boys, it's a trap.
I want to say there sure are a lot of boulders in this region. That's my first thought.
And I see figures behind those boulders.
Ah,
Figures.
Figures.
humanoids. What does
And also,
humanoid mean?
I'll say
Like bipedal.
they've got arms and legs,
and
my guy.
They have 2 arms, 2 legs.
I would say with that nat 20 perception,
Sculpted.
Do you have wieners or anything?
you can tell. You can tell that these guys are up to no good.
Pending.
Up to no good.
See if you can
I
stealth
can
up
see
and
their
check.
intentions from here.
You can see their intention.
I can see the heart of hearts.
All right, so where do you want to see these guys are? So these
I
are
think
the
they're back here somewhere.
The boulders are here.
I gotta remember how many people are here. Hold on.
Is it another fight?
It might be.
Jesus Christ.
It's up to you.
Boys, I think it's a trap.
So,
Duh.
so remember, guys. Remember, in the game of
Is that what your
D&D,
one said?
you can play it however you want. If you want to kill everything, you certainly may, but you don't have to engage in every fight that you come.
I just think
across.
if you were to put these 4 people together, like we're rather.
You're rather
fan.
scrappy.
We're a fan of we like the bloodlust.
Yeah. Killing dudes is fun.
I don't need to fight, but most of the people that I'm like, I will bring you to justice, are like,
Not for
I'm
me.
gonna
Not
fight
cool
you.
with that, yeah.
But I also feel like anytime
If you didn't fight, everything would go better for you. But they all want to fight.
I also
It's
just
not my fault.
I also just think it's really easy for us to just be like, but that dude probably stole that, and you're like, okay. We like almost manipulate you.
That's true. No,
but
Bert
again,
did.
I do want to bring them to justice. But when they draw weapons, like I'm not gonna just stop.
Look, they've already got their weapons drawn. Look at them.
Uh-oh, dude, it's Big
Look
Shrek's
at that
villain's
guy.
brother.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
All right.
it's Axeman too.
Yeah. Get him in there.
Damn, you gave us another enemy.
Axeman.
So,
Stand too.
Finn, you see kind of rather a rather official-looking man in a black leather tunic with some,
He's got some fringe.
he's got some fringe going on.
Fringe game.
He's being attended by 2 robed-looking figures, and then there's some more of the same that you've been fighting over behind some other rocks.
Hey guys, you ever saw Space Jam?
All humanoids, no kobolds.
Welcome to the jam.
Are we like making eye contact, or do I just?
Oh
see
no,
that he's
no, no,
there?
no. They're hanging out. Like you guys are about 200 yards away. They're hanging out, watching down into the ravine very intently.
Are we in the ravine?
No, you're walking towards them.
Oh man.
Should we go around on the other side of the
I just
ravine?
feel like all the decisions I make are gonna be bad.
Like, hey, Finn, why don't
Because
you
I
just...
mean, he looks like he's in charge. You there?
Hey, Finn,
What are you doing behind
What
those
are you
boulders?
doing behind those boulders? Well, maybe your friends can dissuade you from doing something stupid.
I don't know. I did it in the Finn voice.
Oh, is that what you shouted?
Basically.
Okay.
So like, if he wouldn't have looked official, you would have maybe just been like,
He looks like he's in charge.
and you want to talk to him.
That's cool.
We do need to find out who's in charge. That is
So
one of our
you
tasks.
said
One of our
you there. What'd you say? You there?
Yeah, you there? What are you doing behind those boulders?
Cool.
dope.
Finn, go ahead and roll for deception.
Ooh, all right. Does it have to be deception?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I am not terrible at this. Charisma is one of my spells. My skills.
Spell skills.
Spell skills. That is a 20.
20 and nat 20?
18 plus 2.
18 plus 2. Okay, cool. So this official looking kind of guy kind of like pops up, and this is like 200 yards away, and kind of squints, and then kind of gives you a wave like this with 5 fingers out.
Flip him off.
That's outside of my comfort zone.
But now that like
All 7 of them.
all 7 of them are gonna kind of stir, and they're gonna start making their way towards you, weapons sheathed.
Can
Wait, so we got all these men's coming here?
Yep, and they're walking towards you kind of cautiously.
can Burb try to deceive them?
You can do nothing of the sort.
Yeah, sure, if you want to.
What if Burb
Now they're about 150 yards away at this point.
What if Burb wanted to start making really loud kobold noises and sounds
Bad decision, my guy.
to like
Violence is
What
not always
to,
the answer.
to what
friends.
to what end?
Diplomacy can win the day.
so maybe they don't think that they need to come over and see us.
I think they're on their way.
They've seen
I
you.
want to
Finn
chat.
Finn hailed them.
Let's talk.
Finn hailed them, and
Burb doesn't give
I want to roll a deception check.
Can I have Alora go go out there, just happen to be close by, and I just listen to them while they're walking to see if I can get any pre-information?
Sure. Are you doing this? You trying to get her to
somebody's
sneak
gonna
by? Are you doing that?
I mean, owl wilderness. Figure it's not.
Sure. You just do like a flyby there.
Yeah, just have it just like.
Okay.
What are our objectives? How many?
How many?
Who's in charge?
Who's in charge? Why?
Why?
There was one other. I don't care.
I'm also looking for my friend Leo, so that's like.
No, but there was
that's
another
my own
one.
bias. I know. There's a 4th one. It's not get stuff back because that's an optional one.
What do you want to roll for your owl to find out this information? You want to do investigation?
Yeah,
He
I
did.
did.
What's our 4th objective?
The 4th objective is where
Where
they're
they're gonna go next. Nice.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
I
Don't
will-
smoke crack.
Perception.
Sheet 2.
Perception. Sure.
It messes up your
Just so
memory.
you know, my prediction was Hunt and Prawn. So.
That's probably at least a 15.
All right. So they're
Probably at least a 15.
they're
Kinda
you can
a
tell
15.
the 2 robed figures are kind of whispering to yourself to each other, and you hear one of them say, "Maybe latecomers," and then the other one says, "Better be sure," and then the guy who's in front who looks very official says,
Latecomers.
"Quiet and back." And
Yeah.
it's kind of
Okay.
going towards you.
Alright.
You can relay that information to the party if you like.
Alright, guys. They think we might be latecomer cultists.
That's us.
Yep. That's me.
That's us.
Just 4 latecomer cultists.
So, there was that guy that betrayed the town. We could probably play off like we're more.
Oh, gherkins.
Yeah, gherkins. We could be some gherkins.
Burb can also mimic gherkins and possibly Stubbs if you need him to say Stubbs will live forever.
So wait,
Well,
so are they
live
still
for
humanoids? They gotta be close enough where we can see them.
Yeah, they're all. So this is what you recognize as 2 rogue figures, a pretty heavily armored-looking official guy, and then kind of like more of the same that you've been battling. Some kind of,
Cultists.
some cultists.
But what do they look like? Are they humanoids?
They're all humans, actually,
Okay.
and they're all actually wearing similar outfits. They're not like identical uniforms or anything like that. They're all wearing black leather kind of tunics with flared
Hold up.
collars.
This may be their ukulele.
Before
We might be
they-
late for a gig.
Before things get bad, what if these are people from Greenest and they recognize Burb? Does Burb need to get in the baby Bjorn in the house?
You're already there, dude.
Yeah, we've been walking. I figured you were
You have an
trying to
ability on here that might help you if you're worried.
Oh,
Oh.
immediate returns.
I'm gonna cast Disguise Self on
Thank you.
Burb.
We're
Nice.
trying really hard here, guys.
What are you disguising yourself as?
A humanoid.
Are you like a baby? Actual baby? in
What
the
would you
baby
like to
suit?
disguise yourself as? You can just disguise yourself as a regular old cultist.
Could be an asshole and disguise myself as a Kiwi.
Can you do that?
But then there's 2 Kiwis, like
They're twins.
you don't think
It's
they'll,
my
like
twin brother.
suspect bamboozlement there?
It'll be like one of those. It'll be one of those where he's like, Hey, what are you guys up to? And you're gonna be like, you guys up to?
I'm going to disguise myself as one of the cultists that we just killed.
Okay, nice.
Axeman.
As Axeman.
Sure.
Yo, the layers.
The layers.
Hashtag axe guy down question mark.
Hashtag axe guy down. Cool.
The layers, dude. This is so good.
No
So-
one touched me, because objects pass through this deception.
Alrighty.
Yep.
I'm up here. I'm ready to talk.
That way, if there are any
Sweet.
villagers in there, they don't recognize Burr.
Can I roll for deception, or do I have
What
to
are
have
we
an
deceiving?
action? You're deceiving.
So
Obviously.
you guys are just gonna wait till these guys come up right to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like came forward a bit to meet him. I
Okay.
figured.
He
he and I would.
late came as a cultist to the
All
party.
right.
Yeah.
So again, this veteran kind of raises up his hand, but this time he bends down his pinky finger, and he bends down this finger here like this,
Interesting. Okay.
and he like holds it up to you.
Gestures.
You're gonna get it
Have
wrong.
we seen this kind of communication previously?
History
Probably.
check.
Go ahead and make a history check.
Okay.
Hit him with it.
Alright, 18 plus.
Hit him with it.
18.
18 total.
Yes.
And who was you had a mentor who asked you to come down this way to help. What was his name?
His name was on my other sheet.
There's already like kind of stuff. We already figured out
well,
that too much with you. So
I can't remember what his name
I
was.
named him Corbin.
Corbin? Alright, that's fine. You remember when Corbin asked you to come down to assist Greenest, he mentioned that these this dragon cult had a couple different gestures, and one of them was like a full open hand wave to represent the 5 heads of a dragon, and then the other one was a wave that had 2 fingers down to represent the hidden power of a dragon. And so that was one of the ways that the cultists greeted each other.
Okay.
So,
So we
that's
could
what
ju-
that wave is.
I suppose I'll imitate
Reciprocate?
Sure,
give that splash it back at him.
sure. You flash back at them. They kind of relax a little bit, right?
Burb only
So-
has 3 fingers, so.
So Burb, you're disguised as a humanoid.
Burb's not gonna do anything because he doesn't know how to have 5 fingers.
All right. So
I probably just like hold my hand up in like generic greeting.
sure.
I mean, he kind of like did this to me, so I'm
Yeah,
probably
you
just
just
like,
did a full open, not that.
Not that.
don't kill our shrimp.
Yeah, Bobby. So
I was waving.
No.
the armored gentleman kind of walks up to you and sticks up his visor and goes, "Who are you?" Since you're the one in front,
Yeah.
everyone put you in front.
Phineas Buckley.
Phineas Buckley.
Be chill, dude. hit him with
And who are you?
hit him with the big Shrek. That is honestly who you are.
He kind of,
He's cocky.
yeah, he's a little bit. He goes, "I am Sir Gregor."
If things go down, I've got another spell slot for Thunder Wave. I'll kill them all.
I also have hands of Hadar.
And then he kind
You lay hands on
of
them?
just sighs for a minute and goes, "Why are you late?"
Buckley, what you got, dog?
You guys, feel free to interject, guys.
We have encountered some trouble on the road.
Not a lie.
Make a deception check.
Burb is super.
Actually, that's not a lie.
That's not a
So
lie.
yeah,
Not a lie. He got you there.
what kind of trouble?
Adventurers.
Adventurers. Okay, make a deception.
I kind of.
Deception?
Deception.
That's a whole 11.
11? Cool. He says, "What kind of trouble with adventurers? We heard there was some back in the town of Greenus."
I believe the town sent out some adventurers to hunt us down.
Are they dealt with?
They escaped.
They escaped. He kind of like relays this information. He says, "There's some some adventurers coming this way. Get back behind the rocks." And as they all start kind of marching back towards the rocks, he looks at you, Finn, very sternly and says, "Make sure to tell Mondaf immediately."
Mondath.
Mondath.
Mom and Dad put together.
Mondath! I'm just reading the book, guys! It says Mondath!
I will be
Remember
sure
to
to
tell
speak with
Mom
Monda personally.
Alright.
Yo!
Not a lie!
Ooh.
I have not broken my oaths.
Phineas Buckley's getting serious.
Don't forget to tell Mom, Dad.
Alright. As he's about to turn around, he looks at you, Burby. We're gonna make a roll here.
Oh,
no! Alright. He kind of looks at you and goes, weren't there some kobolds with you fellas?
18 plus 3 is 21.
Are you lying? He's
What
gonna
are you
make a
saying?
lie. Bobby has to roll with his own 2 fingers.
Okay, no, I'm just saying, but I'm like interjecting.
Oh, are you? What did you interject?
That's why I'm being.
What are you interjecting?
my caregiver here.
I want to let you fill this in, but I really,
I just
I just want to say I ate him as Kiwi.
I'm just worried. Well, I'm rather charming. I'll just be like, Stubbs didn't make it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nice.
Stubbs didn't make it.
Those adventurers?
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. Cool. So the veteran goes, I never liked that guy anyway, and then goes
No
back
one
up.
does.
No one does.
We didn't either.
He goes back up behind the rocks, and you guys can go ahead and continue.
I think you guys need to realize just how hard it is for me to not ruin this whole situation.
No, I think I literally like stole your. I was like,
Thank God.
I ain't letting him talk.
That's why I ride around on your back.
This is an
Dude,
important
please
point,
don't climb
though,
into my back.
which I feel like, and obviously I can justify from perspective, but up to this point, Phineas has been very much a charge in and just do things kind of paladin.
That's true, but you hailed them.
There are situations where you can be convinced in your mind that your character would do a certain thing, and that would not be very good. Like leaving the church, which I elected not to do. But it's also reasonable to make other decisions, and it is better to make other decisions that help your team.
Right. So well, in the character of Finn, you boldly hailed these guys,
Yes.
And you didn't lie. You
and
did
you
not lie.
also didn't lie. So I would say
that was
you
the
did.
perspective. I wanted to get to
Did
this
that in
without breaking my
character.
oaths, and also we are serving the purpose of we're fighting the greater evil.
And we got Mom Dad out of him.
Mondath.
Mondath.
I know what you said.
Mondath.
Mondath.
Ledrosa Monda?
Bang.
Am I still disguised as Axeman?
You are still
That's for the
disguised as
moment.
Axeman.
For how long?
It's for a while. It's a while, ladies and gentlemen.
You can't change your body type.
You can't just-
His body type is
You actually get a
humanoid. It
special
can't be like a
disguise with this.
quadruped.
It says something funny like, if you're fat, you're fat. Like that's like kind of what it says. If you're thin, you're thin. If you're fat, you're fat. So Bobby, I hope you don't have body issues because they're there.
So
I'm
you
just
guys-
a little burb. It's fine. I'm good. I fit inside fat people.
Hey!
You guys continue to walk along this path.
Reset us.
And these, reset you. And those guys are still hanging out.
Oh wow! Imagine that. Boulders and a weird tree.
Boulders in a weird tree.
Hashtag.
So,
He's the Axeman still.
I'm still Axeman.
Are you?
Apparently, it lasts a day.
It
Whoa!
lasts-
Alright.
It lasts 1 hour.
last 1 hour.
Do we walk
Yeah.
for more than an hour?
You're going to walk for more than an hour.
You're in the viewer.
So these guys are gone now.
Those guys are gone now.
Past them.
Cool. And we can actually use our paper map here for this next part here. You guys are going to come across.
2 boulders, a boulder and a tree.
And now it's time for 2 boulders, a boulder, and a tree. With me, Steven, and my host, Josiah.
You'll notice a path running down the center.
You'll notice one path with 2 boulders, a boulder, and a tree. Bobby, can you grab me
This is
the
like a
other
bag.
poster and let's lay it out
A
here.
bad keyhole.
A bad keyhole.
My idea of what a keyhole would look like.
You guys,
Having
at
only
about
felt it
100
with my
yards
feet.
away, you see,
What other poster?
it's leaning at the paper roll there.
Oh.
Grab that, and then let's put that up. So you
Alright,
see a
that's
camp.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
going to
this
say
is-
this is the camp.
Alright.
Although this is a lot more official looking than that camp.
This is just like we remember.
This is the town square. But it'll work.
Oh yeah, Burb's super excited about the fountain.
It's not really, the fountain's not really there. This is the camp with a cave in the back.
So
And you know about that because you interrogated a cultist last week.
That's right.
looking at the stream to see how this is going is not helping because it's a
Little
few
lazy.
seconds behind, and it just made me
Okay,
feel
cool.
dumb is what it did.
So cool. You guys see the camp about 100 yards away.
That's not gonna work.
What would you like to do?
How many? Can we get Alora to do a little flyby?
You can certainly ask Zahn to do it.
Zahn, get us that good look, my guy.
Oh man, that's,
Eyes in the sky.
that's so tilted.
I'll deal with that. You guys play the game because I obviously don't.
No,
know
it's not
how.
the camera. It's just the map.
Yeah.
How about we tilt the camera instead of the map?
No, I like tilting the map instead of the camera.
So yeah,
It's on a swivel.
I'll send Laura out. Give me a little.
Okay. You can see that this is a rather well put together camp.
Okay.
This is across the green fields, of Greenest and stuff like that. There's this very large camp here. It has multiple buildings in it, some tents and things, and then it is up against a large cave-like structure.
Ooh, cave eggs.
A cave, if you guys remember. Yeah. that.
Egg cave.
And there are guards posted along the front wall, which is this. They've got a wall around the camp that's just like trees, that have been sharpened at the top. And they're
Like a
standing
palisade.
there, well defended, and that's the camp.
So there's literally no way we're getting out of this alive.
There's some
if
guard
we try.
towers. There's actually caves kind of all around in the area, and you guys get the idea. If you wanted to take a rest in one of those caves, you certainly could. There's lots of kind of boulders around and things like that, and then of course the fortified camp.
Okay.
The boulders. Okay.
The boulders.
The boulders.
So, but okay.
So there's stuff going on. There's a main camp
Mm-hmm.
in front of a particular cave,
Yes, in front of a very large cave.
and then there are several smaller caves
Just
around.
kind of like smaller sheltered caves. They're just small structures.
Any lights or anything coming from any of those caves?
No, you.
Campfires or anything?
They're pretty clearly abandoned. There's nothing in there. They're just kind of part of the landscape.
Those are for us if we need to like.
Right.
If you wanted to.
Chill.
But so we
Caves
have two things. We continue our deception and find Mom, Dad, or we try to slink into the cave and kill these eggs or something. That's what I'm getting.
It is against my oaths to outright lie.
Well, I mean, you're you're probably gonna take a back seat on this one.
It's
But I
not in
mean,
the
he
book,
said
Finn.
he said make sure to go tell Mom, Dad. So we.
I do intend to. I like. There's definitely like communication that I can make, but as
To
soon as
Mom,
someone
Dad.
is like, well, no, like to the point of, I spoke with Sir Gregor. I need to speak to Mondath. Like
It's very just.
that's all fine.
But we have to report to them. So are we going to report to Mom, Dad, or?
It's fine with me. I don't know how else we're getting him besides like charging them in gates, and I don't have a siege ram. Or
Is there
anything.
Well, we're just gonna walk. We're gonna continue.
You could move
diplomacy.
your mouth,
I need
and
some
Bird will
diplomacy.
say words that you've said.
Yeah,
Is
but
there a
that
wall?
won't help me
It'll
because I don't
sound
have
like
any
you.
other lies.
Yeah.
I don't have any lies.
There's a
from the
wall around
past.
the
You just
entire
have to
thing.
open your mouth, and Bird's
up
gonna
until,
put different words together, and it's gonna be like,
Can I
movie.
look at that map?
Yeah, you certainly can.
Good.
This is what it looks like. This is the overview that your bird is giving you here.
Okay.
Show it to the camera.
Wait, so there's no like.
Show it to us.
It's all just like it's in the valley.
The bird.
Yeah, well, I
Sorry,
described
I
it
should-
wrong. I was just gonna say there's a bunch of sticks
I have
all
to get
around
it
it,
to
but
ball.
yeah, it's actually inside of kind of like a ravine.
Oh, okay.
But we're going into the tent of Mom, Dad.
And then of course,
I think we should
the
just go straight
cave
to Mondath.
is in the very back of it, which I think is
Okay.
back here.
But we assume like we're gonna get to the
Oh.
gate. They're gonna say like,
Oh,
"Why are
well,
you here?
And
To
they're
speak with Mom, Dad."
Yeah,
Well,
spoke
wait.
with Sir Gregor.
If
We're
if
here to
it's-
speak with Mondath.
If it's at if it's
We
just
encountered trouble on the road.
sunken in this little ravine, like it looks like, we could just like rope our ways down straight to like walk along the outside and rope down where the cave is and sneak in that way.
We do have rope.
He doesn't want to go to the cave though. You
I
said
didn't say that necessarily.
Mom, Dad, or cave. That's
I do
what I'm
think,
saying.
I do think we should go for Mondath.
Where would he be though?
Inside
I don't
the
know.
camp.
Somebody in the camp could probably tell us.
I think that's funnier.
We could scout out from a top and wait until one guy is like out to like take a bathroom break or something, and jump him for information.
Well, I mean, they as of right now think we're a part of the crew.
Well,
They have no reason to believe that we're not part of the crew.
Yeah, they have no reason to not believe, and we know Sir Gregor's name, and we know Mondath. So we can get in. I don't know how long we'll last. It takes one of them like bucking it up, but we can get in.
Listen,
and then we straight
I'm
shot.
bad at sneaking.
We're not gonna sneak. We're literally.
No, I know. Well, so if we're talking about like sneaking around the outside and like trying to catch a guy, like
Nah.
I can't do that. That is not my skill set.
Go ahead and if you want to, make a history check, guys.
History.
Sure.
History. That's a 13.
13. Anybody else wants to pitch in?
10 plus 2,
6.
12.
I ain't never been here before.
I ain't never been here before.
Kiwi and Zahn, you guys kind of think back to the raiders that you've encountered from yesterday, and you remember that there was not really anything quite distinctive about how they dressed, only that they were armed,
Okay.
and that was about it.
Alright, so it's easier to blend in than you might give it credit for.
Yeah,
You kind of get that idea.
Okay.
No, but we're only worried that he's gonna say something wrong. Like,
No, come on. We made it through the valley with Gregor, and I didn't fight anybody.
Finn is an honourable man. I'm
I'm
sure
saying-
you reasoned with him and
if-
convinced him.
no, I'm just saying that like we're gonna walk in, someone's gonna be skinning someone alive, and he's gonna get triggered pretty easily. So I'm gonna say, I'm down to try.
Talk to him. As Kiwi.
I've been talking to him
I
this
am
whole.
committed to battling the greater evil.
All right.
The
walk up.
the destabilization of this group will solve all the other problems.
All right, we're going up to the front gate, baby.
Let's do it.
Alright.
Alright, so you
I've
guys
got
kind
a
of...
lizard man at my side.
How are we walking up to the front gate? Are we slinking up? Are we just
Calm
marching up?
No,
Marching.
I'm
We're
gonna
marching
clank
backward.
right up to the front
You
gate.
kind of, as you...
Oh, and we're doing like this.
Okay, so like the guards in the guard
We're
tower
here.
kind of like throw you the signal too. They like wave
Yeah.
to you, roll up the...
Go big. Let's go bigger. I'm gonna go bigger.
Sure.
I'm gonna
I'm
hit him.
not
Absolutely.
comfortable with that, so I'll stick to this. 'Cause that's normal.
I'm hitting him with this.
For those who can't tell, I'm just putting my hand out.
The 5-finger
and I'm
wave.
doing this.
So,
Which you can't
Bird's
accidentally
just looking
do
at
and
his
like
hands like he
make
doesn't know what
difficulties.
to do with having 3 fingers. Like,
alright. Burbs has got 3
You can make 5.
fingers.
Is he still Burb? Is he Axeman or
Yeah.
Burb now?
I'm Burp now.
Alright, so I would like, I'll just have somebody roll a charisma check for the whole group, and we'll pick Kiwi.
Got a big charisma guy. So is he.
13 plus 5, I
Cool.
think.
Oh,
That gate swings wide open for you guys. You kind of like hear some, affirmatory like, yeah, we got him.
hey, cultists.
Yeah.
I'm a I don't know what
Cultists. Hi, fellow cultists.
Hey, cultists, you're my
Wait, what's that Steve Buscemi thing? Like, hey, fellow teenager.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Hey there, fellow kids. Cool. So you guys are now inside the camp. I'm going to go ahead and point to these random buildings here, and I'll give them.
Yeah,
do it.
We're going to Mondath.
You
This
gotta
is the
find
building where
Mondath
nothing happens.
first.
This is the building where all the weapons are. This is the cave with the eggs, and this is where Mondath is.
Yo.
Yeah. We go for that one.
There's nothing in here.
So,
Meat hall.
so this is terrible. But you guys are gonna walk in here.
Yep,
This is
we-
the guard
we
tower
did
here.
that.
This kind of thing in the middle here,
Mm-hmm.
you can tell that this is kind of like the main building. There's a large tower where some like kobolds are living in here. Then back here is the entrance to the cave, which looks like it's heavily guarded. And then right next to you guys, right here, is where they're keeping some prisoners, it would appear.
See? Do we find any like teens smoking hashish behind any gyms or anything like that?
Funny you should ask.
Hashish. I'll roll.
Go ahead and roll to look at that.
14 plus what? Investigation?
Yeah.
Plus 4, 18.
So there are no teens smoking hashish. However, you do notice that there are like some rather new looking kind of young-faced individuals that are going through training and talking with some folks that are robed in purple and things like that. And they look to be like new initiates to this organization.
Alright, I have to at least survey the prisoners. I cannot resist the urge to see what kind of conditions they're in.
It's bourbon.
Oh,
Okay, I gotta. I guess I don't know.
yeah, there's tense moments
Six
here.
to look at prisoners.
6 to look at prisoners. So you kind of like take a glance inside the prisoners' tent, and it doesn't look like there is anybody in there at the moment.
Okay.
But it's just kind of a bare dirt floor, and then posts for
There's
the
no
prisoners. to be
actual
checked.
like prisoners in there.
There's none in there right now.
Okay.
They just killed those ones.
Are you're looking for prisoners, kind of like in the camp?
Well, you said there was this building where they're keeping prisoners, so I was looking to see what. Was...
Yeah.
He wanted
So-
to turn this mission into
So
a
you
breakout.
see,
Not
you see
necessarily.
kind of a chain gang
Okay.
off near the cave,
Oh,
and they are smashing rocks and making grapple. And they
I
do
like
not
everybody.
they do not look
Number one
to be
expert.
to be very well taken care of.
All right.
They're well taken care of.
They do not look to be well
very
taken care of.
You got all that on a 6?
I'm just looking around.
He's just looking around.
I'm not
sometimes,
trying to, like-
sometimes you make people roll for things. Sometimes if they're just
I
looking
mostly
for
just
things.
he didn't ask for me to roll. I mostly just did.
Yeah.
'Cause he did.
He
But I
missed.
think you were like snooping around looking for hashish jeans.
Yeah.
I was mostly just
I'm
like
playing the role. I'm fitting into the role of like big dong like guy, and so I'm trying to whip the young whippersnappers. I'm making sure they're not like
whippersnapper.
I'm making sure they're not layabouts in the
Sure, sure, absolutely. And if you want to do that,
I think
you
we just
totally
stride
can.
purposefully toward the cave.
So
Okay.
what about the purple robed commanding? They're commanding the initiates.
So you see, yeah, they were just talking to some initiates. You see them kind of make their way to that main tent in the middle of the camp.
Yeah.
Are the initiates still around?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go talk to the initiates.
Sure.
And what do we say? They're not purple robed.
They're not.
No, they're just guys.
All right.
Just locked up.
Hello, fellow kids.
I'm just gonna be like,
you.
One of them kind of like straightens up and goes, "Yeah,
what is your name?
Gary."
That's my dad's name. That's not cool.
It's Gary the Initiative, Josiah.
How many initiates are there?
There's like 4 of them.
Okay, so
If they're all named Gary, I'm
Gary is one of them.
Gary?
just that's the initiate. They're just like it's like I'm Roger Klotz. It's like you're Gary now. In this
Gary.
cult, we're all Gary.
Gary Clunk.
Gary, how long have you been here?
Wait, like here? He's like, well, I don't know, about 5 minutes.
He's a smart ass, eh?
5 minutes. Have I been here? I've been here 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Who brought you here?
Well, I mean, I came here
From whence have you come?
from whence did I come?
Cultists are like assholes, aren't they?
He's not trained.
He's like, I used to live along the Sword Coast, and now I'm here. Praise Tiamat's glory.
Right. Well,
That's like San Dimas football rules.
Just somebody.
Yo.
And you, just disregard Gary. What about you?
Yeah. Name's Larry. Who are you?
I am Phineas Buckley.
Well, why are you asking us these questions?
This is part of your test.
Oh man, they all kind of like, oh, just go ahead and make a deception check.
My
Yeah,
test
this
to see whether I'm gonna smash you in the face. 16.
Oh, they believe you. They're like, oh, okay, and they all just kind of like line up, and they're like ready for the test. And they're like, okay, what's the test?
Where's the D20? Where's the white one?
Kiwi will test you.
Where's the white
All right, he points to you, and they look up, because these are just humans. They kind of look
You
up
got one
at
right there?
your big lizardness,
Oh yeah, here, give me that.
and they go, what's he gonna do?
Ask questions.
What's the test, Kiwi?
No, I mean, I have questions for them.
What's the question then?
Alright. Did Mondath fill you in? That's all I'll ask. No context.
They kind of like look really worried, and they kind of like, oh well, we don't really talk to Mondath. I mean, she was pretty happy about the raid, right? They're like, yeah, she was happy about the raid. Yeah, said it went really well, minus some pesky adventurers. Yeah, nope, she didn't like those. And another one kind of pipes up and is like, and there was a dragon speaker, and they go, shh.
So they
And
make
they're like, did we pass?
Burb's gonna pop up out of Baby Bjorn and whisper in Kiwi's ear some random stuff that y'all don't hear.
No, I think we get that Mondath is here. So I'm not gonna ask that, but that was the best thing you could have whispered in my ear. You just
He whispered, ask him where Mondath.
ask him where Mondath is. 2 more hours of sword fighting.
2 more hours of sword fighting?
Yeah.
That's what you want them to do?
Yeah, they failed my test.
Oh man, they're like, oh man, and they, kind of like,
You gotta keep your lips more pursed.
oh man. They go and, oh, because they spoiled the goods, yeah. So they kind of feel like they've gotten off easy.
Well,
and they
wait,
go
can
on.
I say some smart ass shit? Like,
Sure.
it's like, what if we were their adventurers? You wouldn't want to let that stuff fly.
They kind of like look panicked and they're like, what if they were the adventurers? And they kind of look at you, Burby, and they go, nah. And then they go and sword.
Burb says,
No.
no. Fine.
Burb just.
All right, you guys can see there's several kind of like there's some guards milling around. There's guards over by the cave. There appear to be like a group of hunters around a fire cooking some food. There's just regular camp bustle.
Nice. It's Burb.
Finn, you notice that the chain gang of prisoners is heading back towards the prisoners' tent.
Who is? The chain gang.
The chain gang of prisoners. As they pass by you,
Uh-oh. I know where this is going.
you see a familiar face.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Someone's gonna have to hold
Go
Big
ahead.
Shrek back.
Go ahead. You actually don't even have to roll for this. It's Leosin, right? Some recognition flashes on his face, and he's confused for a second. And then he's got shackled hands here. He brings them up to his mouth like this, and does this to you.
He knows me.
And then they walk by, and as they walk by, one of the cultists kind of cracks a whip, and they go into the prison.
Big Shrek, what's your reaction, my guy?
Burb sees this, stares at one and then the other, and goes,
Yeah, I'm over here like breaking the fourth wall with these initiates. What are you gonna do?
We
guys-
need to talk to Mandathar.
Mondath.
Mondath, whatever.
No, he disrespects Mondath by saying his name wrong. All right, we're going to
Mondath
Mondath.
might not appreciate that. All right, you guys can certainly go up to Mondath's tent if you want to.
I'm good at a few things, and memory is not one of them.
What did you say, Mamadar?
Mondath.
Mandathar? Mandathar?
Mandathar.
At least I didn't call him Mandark.
Is Mom Dad surrounded by people?
Well, we're sitting there at the cave.
So there's
No, we're assuming there's a tent
yeah,
in the
there's a
middle.
big tent in the
Oh, the
middle.
big
There's like an official tent.
Oh, okay.
There's 2 guards at the front entrance of the tent.
I will let Alora perch on one of the other person's shoulders,
Okay.
and I'll stand outside the tent and just keep watch outside.
Sure.
Yeah.
If we go in,
If they get
If you guys give in.
Pick a shoulder.
hey, if we go in, can we?
You're staying out too. I hope you.
Can we hold her at knife point and be like, tell us all you know?
What, Mondath?
Yeah, Mom Dad.
So Mondath is not the dragon speaker. There is a dragon speaker though.
So
That would suggest that there's a different person
That we need to talk to.
that is the dragon
roll
speaker.
roll a history check.
You're the dragon speaker. It's you.
10 plus 1.
Yeah.
What am I rolling?
You're rolling to remember who would be called a dragon speaker.
History, so 12.
Yeah. So you kind of remember that some of the townsfolk refer to Zahn as the dragon, the persuader of dragon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
So
in
there's
reference to
so
Dawn.
rumors travel fast, and now it appears that in the camp there's rumors that somebody can talk to dragons, and they are in Greenest.
Ah, so we are the dragon speakers.
Quite possibly.
Was it a connotation back in the initiate talk? Was it like bad or good?
It was bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it was bad.
Like the cultists don't like the dragons.
Cultists don't like the fact that there is somebody else who is talking to dragons that's not them.
Dame Paul.
Because Mondath's talking to dragons too.
Maybe, I don't know.
Alright, we approach the main gate.
They've got spears, they cross them, and they go, what business do you have with Mondath?
Sir Gregor.
We spoke with Sir Gregor.
Yeah, there you go, guy.
Oh, right on. Okay, I guess that's not a lie. And they go, oh yeah, from the rear guard?
Yes.
Looks kind of confused. One of them looks kind of confused and he raises his hand. And then he kind of leans down closer to you and goes, Sir Gregor from the rear guard?
Oh shit. I guess I can lie.
I would just say on the way from Greenest.
Sure, on the way from Greenest.
Not a lie.
Can Burb say exactly what Sir Gregor said to us in Sir Gregor's voice?
Sure.
No, that's weird.
Mimic
Sure.
his voice. No, do it.
Burb mimics Sir Gregor's voice, but I, as me, can't remember what he said.
What did he say? He said, let Mondath know.
Let Mondath know.
He just said, let Mondath know, right?
And I'll say in Gregor's voice as Burb, let Mondath know.
Cool. So they kind of they're weirded out by the fact that they hear Sir Gregor's voice and they go, oh, yeah. Okay, well,
You obviously told
what do you need to let Mondath know? She's very busy.
There's been an attack on the road by adventurers.
And then one of them was one of those adventures. All right, you can go ahead and go in. And they let you guys go in.
Quick thinking. Way
Good
to
job,
go.
buddy.
This is how we stay out of trouble at work.
You're hanging on the outside of this tent, right?
Yes.
Just that
Oh,
fast.
good. So you guys walk in, right?
Yeah, no, I figured that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Mondath is sitting at a table, and she's talking to Lendrosa Cyanrath.
Oh,
Way
good
to go,
save!
Paul.
Good save!
Woo!
And they both kind of look up, and Mondath goes, "What's the meaning of this interruption?" And Cyan just kind of growls.
I have one line.
Can Burb say to Mondrosa the same thing Sir Gregor said? Tell Mondrath or Mondad or whatever.
I'd like somebody to make a charisma check at this point.
My charisma's Josiah's charisma is higher than mine. His is +5. Mine's +4.
14 plus 5 is 19.
Okay, we're good.
You're a charismatic lizard man.
Yeah. Sir Gregor told us.
We spoke with Sir Gregor.
We spoke with Sir Gregor. We need to let you know of some tomfoolery on the roads.
What tomfoolery?
The dragon speaker and his clan have been making attacks on our kobolds and cultists.
Mondath kind of slams her fist down and said, "Who told you about a dragon speaker?"
Stubbs.
Okay.
What?
Make a deception check. Make a deception check.
Stab the kobold.
17 plus 3. 20.
Okay. Cool. So Mondath kind of looks confused at Cyanrath, and he goes, "A kobold, madam." And she goes, "Damn it," and it's like, "All right, anything else to
I'm
report?"
using a hit
Yeah.
stuff that's the hanging out with the boys talk.
Absolutely.
Can
Absolutely.
Burb interject?
Sure.
Oh, please don't. I'm rolling my ass off.
Burb says as Stubbs will live for and then makes the sound of a hammer smashing a kobold into pieces. Just
Pretty
so
much the
she
sound
knows
of-
that he died, just in case she wants to ask him questions.
Gotcha. So
Sketchy.
Mondath kind of thinks for a moment and just says, "When did we pick up a Kenku?"
I was standing there the whole time.
She's busy with other things. And Cyanrath says, "Mercenaries, madam." And she goes, "Oh."
See, this place is chock filled with charismatic lizard folk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you fit right in.
I
So,
assume he's reptilian.
Yes.
Cyanrath, whose shoulder is your owl perched on? Cool. Cyanrath is going to say, "Is that your owl?"
Yes.
Say that it's the Kinku's
Roll for deception.
Yeah, I always try to make something to have a little bird, make the little bird have a friend.
It was was almost a 20. It was almost.
2
It's a 2.
Plus
plus what? What are we doing?
Deception.
deception.
It's a
Plus
7.
3, 5.
5. Okay.
It's not the worst.
He kind of like growls and says, "It looks a little familiar."
I'll say it.
Get it? Oh.
If you like the familiar pun,
I-
Follow,
like, share, and
comment,
subscribe.
subscribe, turn off your computer, quit watching. That's what
and
you
then
do.
watch again.
I'd say we picked it up off of some fellow travelers. It's recently mine. How do I say that?
Sure, yeah, no, it's a new acquisition.
New acquisition.
Just learned it.
Just
Signrath kind of slowly gets up from his chair.
He was seated, hadn't he?
Kinda
Let's go, my guy.
New
walks over
familiar,
to
who
you.
dis?
He, by the way, is the same height as you.
That's fine, my guy.
Kind of gets close
I'm fine.
and
I'm gonna,
says,
I'm gonna have the familiar just slip off your shoulder. Just do it now.
familiar kind of like flies away.
No, it was like it falls
Like what, dies?
Yeah,
Like,
I
plays
wanted
dead?
to basically fall back, and as it's falling back, I'll take an action to send it into a pocket dimension.
Okay.
You wanna-
make it disappear?
you wanna make it disappear,
That
you
would
sure?
not be weird.
Sure.
Okay. That happened.
It disappears and he kind of like starts. And goes,
Like
where
when it
did
hits the
go?
ground.
Sure.
So basically, it's very frail.
Okay. Are we like, is this deception or are you just unsummoning it?
And it's
You
not.
just-
It's,
pocket dimension.
yeah.
The
pocket
three of us
dimension.
was
Okay.
inside, like, yeah, and he goes,
Okay, and we're like, what the
You gotta say new familiar who dis, and then say
He
I can't
does.
control this thing. I just learned it.
Signrath comes up to you and goes, I have my eye on you, lizard man.
Back at you. Right back at you, guy.
He kind of smiles and
We're both lizards. We're
yeah,
not
yeah. Well, he's a he's half a dragon, but yeah. So, all right.
He's a full wiener.
what are your
How's he
orders
half a dragon
for
and only
the
your
next
height? I thought
move?
dragons were huge.
You want to ask her what are your orders?
Yeah, what are the
You'd
orders
think it'd
for
still
our
be
next
huge.
operation?
Ooh, okay, good question.
I think he's more human than dragon.
Who's out there banging dragons anyway?
Questions.
How does that even work?
I don't know.
I should.
Oh, it's like furries.
Well, you want to know what the next order is for?
Yeah.
you.
What is
I
the
think
next
they call those-
operation?
Raven.
I think they call those scalies.
Dragon more mom.
She kind of smiles and say, "You'll know in good time,
And dads.
and not a moment before."
My one button, she pushes it. That's like we like had a plan going in this tent, and it's like went to the wayside pretty quick. Because we're just sitting there like the bird disappeared. He's saying weird shit, like he's just like talking kind of.
No, I mean, I asked a question.
Yeah, he
I
asked.
am
He
trying
asked
to
what.
achieve one of our objectives.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
now what do you say next after she says not a moment sooner?
Not a moment sooner. She's not going to tell you. She
What
is
do you say, my guy?
too-
What do you say? Yeah, this is where I was getting.
Tyr
You
came
guys
down
can
and
help
told you,
too.
you're not gonna
Justin
find
is
out.
pursuing the objectives. That's all. All right, Mondas starts to get impatient and say, "Is there anything else?"
We'd like to interrogate the prisoners.
She starts at this as well, and then she says, "That's up to Rezimir. He's curious as to how that stupid monk knew so much about our operation."
Where is Rezimir?
Well, we assume he's back there.
I'm asking the question.
You're asking
Where
where's
is-
Rezimir?
Where is Rezimir?
In the caves, of course.
Then we shall go to the caves.
And Signrath kind of stands up and says, "I'll say this once, because it seems like you're new. Don't go anywhere near the caves."
Then how will I get permission from Rezimir to speak?
Touche. That's kind of a catch-22.
Monda says, "The prisoner's interrogation is none of your business."
Okay.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
Okay.
Daddy's next. I got.
Do I have to say anything first, or
No.
Okay.
This is just to see if like your act keeps up.
Oh.
9.
9? All right.
Oh.
Mondath kind of
This sucks.
snaps her fingers, and the two guards kind of like immediately come into the tent and they go, "Yes, ma'am." She says, escort our new recruits back out into the camp, and the two guards kind of like motion for you guys to leave.
As Bird walks out, he makes the snappy noise a lot.
All right.
Alright.
He only has 3
I didn't get a
fingers.
chance to say, then I will take their interrogation upon myself.
I was trying to get us
you
in there.
Absolutely can't do
I was
that.
trying to get us in there.
That's fine. No, I feel like that, I didn't feel like we got what we needed.
Okay, but where do we go now? We can't go to the caves,
We're gonna go to the prisoners.
but then how are we going to interrogate them?
We'll
figure that
One
out.
thing at a time.
Oh, Rezimir, we know his name. Alright, good enough. We go to the prisoner's tent.
Let's go to the prisoners' tent.
Okay, you guys go over to the prisoner's tent. There's some guards outside
As
the
we're
prisoners.
walking out, I kind of stop. I'm afraid your owl has died. Keep going.
I just hold my hand out.
So Zon,
Why would
you
you
were
do
looking
that?
through the eyes of your owl this whole time, right?
No, I was speaking to it telepathically.
Speaking. Okay, you weren't looking through its eyes.
No, because I don't want to be ambushed as a person.
Okay, I understand.
Yes.
So you guys are now heading towards the
Prisoners' tent.
prisoners. Okay.
Back.
There are a couple guards outside the prisoners' tent. You guys, at this point, the sun
Can Bird take point
is
on
starting
this
to
one?
set down. Sure.
It's not gonna be me because this is gonna involve lying.
What do you want to do?
I was gonna say, hey, when it gets to nighttime, we can have the owl fly to your friend with a note tied to its leg to tell him to talk to it about what we want.
That's my monk friend.
Yeah.
No, I want to rescue
That's
him.
true.
Oh,
What
yeah.
do you want to do, Bird?
Bird was just going to impersonate Mondath and edit it a little bit.
I don't think that can work every time.
You can,
I think we've tried it
you
yet.
can imitate somebody's voice, yeah, but like you don't look like Mondath.
Well, they know that the only way that I could have heard it to
Sure.
say repeat it is to say it because kinkus are known throughout the land.
Okay.
Is-
So are you guys approaching, just striding up to the prisoner's tent? Two guards.
I guess so.
All right. Two guards kind of straighten up and say, "What do you want?"
Burb says, Rezimir, investigate, or what's the
Interrogate.
word? Interrogate the prisoners, and then makes the snappy sound.
In Mondath's voice.
In Mondath's voice.
Alright.
All right. Go ahead and make a deception check.
That's not deception, that's the truth.
It is.
He said those words.
It's like you edited it though.
Yeah,
It's
it's
deception.
Okay, what's my deception? +4.
Mm.
You did a lion.
Toasty.
14.
14. They kind of go, well, why would Mondath send a bird, or why would Rezimir send a bird to interrogate the prisoners?
With the recent adventuring attacks on the roads, we need some extra information.
He's busy in the caves.
No, you
Okay,
have to
so
say,
you say he's busy
what's
in the
more
cave.
annoying than a
You
kink.
say there's some recent adventurous attack. Go ahead and roll deception.
10 plus 3, so 13. We're gonna keep going down this line
Sure,
until something
sure.
resonates.
Go ahead and roll your deception check. Do you want to add anything to this story?
Kind of just basically by doing that, I help him so he actually gets rolls with advantage.
Sure. Go ahead and roll another die.
It's my deception.
Yeah, and you can like whisper.
15 plus 3 is 18.
18, cool. So one of them whispers and says, "Do you think Rezimir really sent these things?" And the other guy goes, "Yeah, he's been in the cave the whole time. He's not gonna come out."
Like, they're very chill. He's like, you think he's been in the cave? Long days.
They're
I've been-
whispering this. They're whispering.
But I like the fact that they're chill. They're just like, you know Rezimir. You're always in the cave.
Always in the cave.
So
No time for
Bird's
interrogating
feathers
prisoners.
ruffle up. He's tired of this shit. He makes the snappy noise again.
Okay, one of the guards goes, "Okay, fine." And one of them says, if we get in trouble with this, I'm blaming it on you." And the other guy goes, "Whatever, you know." And they kind of like let you in.
Good.
Just
Bird
like-
was in on this.
Cultists are pretty easy to deceive.
So
Destruction by their own hands.
I will say, like, this whole like camp here seems kind of like ramshackle, stuck together with a lot of different people in it, and a lot of those people don't even seem to be. They seem to be hired help, like people hired to help them
Like
raid.
Miss Doubtfire.
Like Mrs. Doubtfire, yeah.
Sick.
That's such a good movie.
So, you guys walk into the prisoner's tent, all four of you, and you see 9 prisoners. 5, Burby, you
And
recognize
he's a Pokemon.
to be from Greenest. 3 seem to be you don't recognize, and then 1 you recognize as Leosin Earlfamar.
say straighten up, prisoners.
All right, they'll
What?
straighten up. They
You
look really
gotta play the
tired.
part, dude. We don't know. You're about to go over there and like
I need
hug your friend.
3 more bodies.
Here's another Pokemon.
One should be Leo, not X guy, because X guy is destined to die.
Burb says in Jack's voice, "You know these people, Burb. Leave them alone." He's just trying to make sure that everybody knows he knows them and that they're greenest villagers.
Okay.
Stubbs will live forever.
Steps to look for.
So the 5 greenest prisoners kind of look really relieved and kind of they go, Burb, Burb, are you gonna get us out of here?
See, my guy?
They start getting excited.
And Burb says in his mother's voice, "Calm down, you can't have it yet."
Dang!
All right, they slump over and then one of them starts crying a little bit, like
Yes!
Burb starts playing
And again.
ukulele very, very softly so they'll calm down.
one of the guards shouts into the tank, "Quiet back there!"
Told you, stop.
Burb makes a snappy noise.
Make a deception check.
Damn it!
You're going too in. You need to...
I'm
15, 14,
Okay.
13.
13.
meant to say 13.
13.
Oh.
All right, cool.
I get very close.
One of them shouts back, 5 more minutes.
Oh, guys.
I lean into Leo.
Yeah.
Our time is nigh.
I've come, friend.
Leo says, Finn, I'm so glad you came. What are you doing? It's dangerous here.
I answered your summons. I'm here to help.
I don't need any help. I want to be here.
What?
He looks. Also, do a perception check.
A lot.
He looks
17.
really rough. He says, I want to be here. There's still more to learn about the dragon cult.
No, I'm here to rescue you. We'll figure it out together.
He like kind of coughs and goes, well, I can still learn more.
What have you learned?
What do you know?
Yeah.
What do you know? Okay, so he kind of like looks around and he says, well, there's not much time, but I'll tell you this. And the dragon cult, they're gathering treasure for something. I don't know what, but it's all in the back of the cave. And you know, what else is he gonna tell you?
Quickly before you eat it.
What else is he gonna tell you? Yeah, so he's gonna tell you, all the treasures in the cave. They've been raiding all sorts of towns across the Sword Coast. I just got a lucky hit when I assumed that they would come to Greenest next.
Yeah, lucky hit. This is your guy, dude.
Yeah.
Saying dumb
Who
things.
is
He
this?
got a lucky hit now.
What
he's
is
a
this
prisoner.
cult?
It's the cult of the dragon.
Do you know where they're gonna attack next?
He says nobody does.
Is
Mondath
Mondath the leader?
He goes, Mondath's second in command. Resimir is the top dog.
Resimir's the top dog.
That's something I wouldn't have guessed. I wouldn't have
Interesting.
guessed that. Now, what do you know about Hans and Franz?
He looks confused. Franz?
How many
He's
cultists?
dehydrated.
How many cultists are there?
How
Give
many
him a healing
cultists are?
potion.
Potion. He looks to be healthy other than dehydrated.
I can healing touch. Like I can like find.
Next time you get those worms for me, will you mama bird them for me?
Sure, buddy.
Thanks.
So
You gotta stop doing weird shit.
Okay.
So they need the gold for some reason for the Dragon Queen. They need.
We don't know that.
Like that's not weird.
There has been mention of Dragon Queen, yeah.
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 We
And-
heard it once.
Yeah. Leosin says, there's something, I haven't learned too much yet, but something about bringing back the return of the Dragon Queen.
Okay.
That's all I know.
And how many raiders are in the camp, do you think?
I asked that question.
Oh.
He did ask this question, but I didn't answer it, so. Fair. I wrote it down, hold on.
I wrote it down. We're missing the best question. How do we get in the cave?
That's next. I just gotta get one question answered at a time, my guy.
Dude, this guy is.
People asking me duplicate questions.
He's on the brink of death.
There are about
No,
80 mercenaries and 100 kobolds.
Minus 7 or however many.
80 mercenaries, how many?
100.
How do we get in the cave?
One of the guards goes, "Time's up. Get out of there."
See?
I like grab him by the shirt and like pull him close.
I'm like, how do we get in the cave?
And he goes, I don't know. It's heavily guarded.
Hey, can we leave him a potion? He looks pretty rough.
Does he look injured?
Yeah, he looks really rough.
Since I have him, I can give him hit points.
Right.
With lay on hands. So I'm going to give him 7 hit points
Okay.
from my lay on hands.
He is now fully healed.
Cool. So
He gets comfort.
I'll be back for you. And then like kind of like push him back.
And some of
And
the
then just like
prisoners,
stalk out.
okay, some of the prisoners are like, "Wait, no, come back! Don't forget about us," and stuff like that.
Make
You
up for
guys, you guys exit.
Like,
As Burb walks out, he snaps, makes a snappy noise again. He likes that one.
Nice. If you guys could tell that Leosin said he wanted to stay, but
oh no, I'm well aware.
it doesn't look like he's going to last too much longer in the camp.
I'm not leaving here.
The sun has now kind of fallen behind the ridge line, and it is getting dark.
Let's head to a cave and
Let's
take a
go.
nap.
Let's go caving. To not big cave like.
We should go to an adjacent cave and kill
Take
some
a
time.
rest.
Sure.
Short rest?
Yeah, short rest would probably.
I mean, I guess we can just kill time until it's like dark.
Absolutely. So you guys go and take a short rest, and I think we'll leave it at that.
So can we take a long rest then?
Yeah, go ahead. And take
No, hang on. We're gonna kill all our time. What time of day is it?
Well, if we go to bed early, we can
It's
get.
starting to get dark.
sunrise.
I mean, it's just starting to get dark, so it's about 6 o'clock.
Okay, so if we rested 8 hours, that would be like 2
So it's
a.m.
winter time?
Yeah. Winter time.
That's why that's why I was like, I don't want to rest for 8 hours.
Right, you guys want to go back at night.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's do
We'll allow you to do that. And
We'll
give you a
also
long
let
rest
them
as well.
hopefully forget about us in this
Yeah.
fiasco we had in the tent.
Yeah, I thought that went really well.
That went pretty well.
All things considered.
Yeah.
It's like
You with your bird stunts.
I wanted to give you guys a chance to do something other than just like fight and kill things. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we would have lost a big lizard man.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
no,
know
he
what
would have
that
got you.
Yeah.
Dragon Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would
Sign Wrath guy. Yeah, no, he would have got you.
Can't you be a dragonborn?
Yes.
Yes.
Are they OP?
No.
No,
No, he's just high level.
they are when they're
He's-
higher level
Yeah,
though.
he's like level 6 to our level 2.
I think if we all would have just ganged up on him and started hitting him.
You can kind of like
You
shred
can,
a like one powerful target with several smaller targets.
Yeah.
That's
Hence
true.
me with my 18 armor class taking a lot of damage from kobolds.
And for
When
those
a lot of
powerful
them attack.
targets out watching us tonight, please subscribe to our Twitch channel. And we're taking a 2-week break for the holidays, and we'll be back in January.
I don't think I can take it.
This has been Shopkeepers Quest, episode 3.
Episode 3.
Wait, maybe we do it on a different day?
We might do it on a different day, so we'll keep you posted.
So now you have to follow.
So now you have to follow
Because
us.
otherwise
Follow
you
us on
won't know.
Twitter and on Facebook. Otherwise, you'll never know.
And
Or-
YouTube.
And YouTube. We have a YouTube.
Subscribe.
YouTube.
That's why we keep saying subscribe.
why we
I
say
didn't know
subscribe.
that until
Or
today.
feel free and live your life as it
Or
is.
just
Yeah.
live your life.
Unaffected by us.
Probably have better quality.
And
'cause
go
we're only
about your day.
talking- We're only talking to Billy.
Yeah,
Like,
that's not true.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Billy.
We'll see you next
Billion.
time.
bye.
Bye. Click on OBS. It's a
Action
little
hand
black
down.
portal down the bottom middle. Yep. And then